All right, we good. We live. All right. All right. Yeah. Man.
Maybe here to get the calls.
Just wait.
All right, let's continue. We're back.
You sure?
Okay, you're on live. You're live now.
Okay, let's go.
Everything's live. All right. So, what the problem was?
You want that?
Yeah. So what the problem was?
Right.
I wasn't on the street.
All right.
Radio station. So,
All right.
all right. So, we're gonna continue. Try to make this work. So,
Sorry for the delay, ladies and gentlemen. We're back in full effect. We got another special host in the show with us today, Anthony Green.
all right, everybody clap it up for Anthony Green.
Thank you.
with his San Fran hat. I don't know what hat is that for. What?
We are live right now. I'm going to say, first off, thank y'all for having me today. It's good to see you brothers up here. Always in good health.
Yeah.
And then also I would like to say that I was supposed to wear some kind of paraphernalia from the Kansas City Chiefs. And right now they all sold out. So
They all sold out where he went.
they all
Get it
sold
right.
out. You know what I'm
Go to
saying?
Fanatics.
So I had to buy a hat. So I was like, hey, why not buy my team hat? They were still in stock.
No.
So
Yeah.
They're gonna stay
here
in
we
stock.
are.
Until next year.
We're not gonna-
Past then too.
Well, I'm not gonna talk about the Jets right now. But
That's okay. That's okay.
their stuff is always, you can find that in the back out at one of the supermarkets next to the Skips.
Next to the skips.
They got the PF Flyers back out now.
Oh, yeah.
They do. That's
Oh,
right.
wow.
It's good to see everybody in here. It's good
Likewise
see
to
everybody.
you,
It's
brother.
good to see you. You don't have to call in now.
And I-
You
and I-
hear
he's
face to face.
and I-
Looking
drove-
refreshed and whatnot,
And I
man.
drove all the way from another state.
Looking,
Come see y'all.
you're looking refreshed
Yeah,
and
yeah,
everything,
yeah.
man.
There's more down there.
You looking like a retired guy, man. You got that retired guy look now.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Where's the
All right.
phone? The voice call.
No, you could get at them.
Voice call.
You could get at them because they're in the same place your team is.
I would wait until at least preseason, and
Yeah.
we
When
don't
everybody's
do it now.
0-0,
Yeah, don't
right?
do it
They
now.
already projected the 49ers to be back in the Super Bowl again.
Projection don't
Yeah,
mean nothing.
projections don't mean nothing.
That's
Projection
where
don't mean nothing.
that's where it got you right now.
You
is it?
projected them. You projected them to win. And what they do.
I did.
And what they do.
And your team not making the playoffs. I'm gonna just put it out there before you start.
Oh wow.
Anybody that's a Jet fan and hear the sound of my voice, your team not going to the playoffs. No matter what.
But remember one thing. Whether we make the playoffs or not, the only team that gets remembered at the end of the year is the champions.
That's it.
So you're in the same boat. Y'all fishing right along
I tell
with
you
us.
what. I tell you
We're
what.
not- we're not in the same boat.
I tell you
You're in the
what.
same boat.
I tell you what. If your coach get there again and don't win,
Uh-oh.
he's bye bye.
You think so?
I know so.
No.
He's
no.
bye-bye.
You don't think so, man?
He's bye bye.
If
he makes a
coach
If he
is
gets,
showing consistency, right?
yeah, he consistently loses. He's
And
showing
if he's
consistency.
getting you to the playoffs, to the Super Bowl,
He consistently loses.
you don't get rid of that guy.
Yeah. Well,
If
the
you- if you
the
don't
object
believe
is to
me,
win, not get there.
If you don't believe me,
Right.
you ask a person that's a Steeler fan. His coach ain't did nothing.
Mike Tomlin's still
And
there.
he still has his job, right?
Yeah.
Consistency.
They like him.
You know what I'm saying?
They like him.
I have to say
They have.
I have to say this too. That Cincinnati Bengals black coach, who was that, Serge? He was there 10 years.
Right.
You know what I'm talking
Yeah, I
about.
know you talk about. I can't think his name right now. I got his
Like, yo,
face.
this dude gotta go.
When you can,
He was there
when you
for a
can
long
build
time.
team-
It was Cincinnati or Cleveland.
Cincinnati.
Oh, okay.
Cincinnati.
Oh, I know you. I know you talk. I just
when
can't
you
remember
can
I
build a
can't
team
think his
from-
name right
when
now.
you can build a team from scratch.
because they make the playoffs all
They
the
stripped
time.
the 49ers down, and they built that team back up.
But the
from
Steelers
scratch.
make the playoffs all
Right.
the time.
And so does the 49ers. They built that team back from scratch, and they've been going back and forth trying to get it done. So you don't fire the coach. If anybody was going to get fired, look at the Cowboys coach.
Why?
Did he get fired?
So
No.
tell us.
Who?
Cowboys coach.
He's limited. He'll this year.
Oh,
if
he'll
he,
be same
if
thing
he
with
doesn't
him.
get them to where they need to be, he'll be
You
gone.
can't
I
fire
guarantee
that
that.
guy.
I
who can't
guarantee
win
it.
in the division.
No, I guarantee it.
Anybody can be
Swing.
fired. Anybody can be
Anybody
fired.
can be fired.
Right.
But what you going to replace him with?
Shoot, the Cowboys fired their coach who won a Super Bowl. What are you kidding me? Jimmy Johnson. Are you kidding me?
Well, that was
He won
egotistic.
two. Yeah, well, that's what
the
that.
ego thing.
And he's still there.
So what happened? Why did the got fired? What do you think?
I think that was a call that they had to make on him.
They had to.
They had to make that.
No,
Why?
they didn't have to make
Right.
that.
Tell
call.
us why you think.
He got
Because-
scapegoated.
Because
Microphone.
he was part of the scapegoat.
He
right?
got scapegoated.
He was part of the scapegoat. But certain parts of the season,
Mhm.
you can see the frustration from Shanahan. He
Okay.
was frustrated with him because he was coaching up in the booth. He says, "I need you down here with these guys."
Okay.
Yeah, that was
Fired
his
up.
thing. Yeah.
So it was them two. You can see the writing on the wall. It was something was gonna go down with them. I think had they won the Super Bowl, he probably would have kept his job. But you can't blame him on
So-
those 2 drives that they had, because one of the drives that helped them get in position, it was off of a kick,
Mm-hmm.
and the ball hit the guy's leg.
Hit the guy's leg. Right.
That's not defensive. That's kind of like falls on the offensive coach, because if
When you
you
got-
see that ball, you should have got away from it.
Right.
Instead of him trying to block for the dude, you should
No,
have
they
got
got a
away
special
from it.
teams because that's a special team.
And also when he went to go pick up the ball, you just fall on it. Don't try to pick it up. Just fall on it.
Right. Right.
It was in your hands. Just lay down. But
Yeah.
he made a big mistake on that.
But that's not
I cut it
defensive
off.
That's not
coordinator's
the
fault.
defensive
No,
court.
that's special
But
teams.
he bought that.
Mm.
He bought that because for the simple fact that KC was already ready to go for it. So
Mhm.
that's a rumbling team. If you don't put lights out on them by the 4th quarter,
Right.
you don't want that dude to have that ball.
1 second. That coach Marvin Lewis for Cincinnati. Who was
Okay,
there forever.
right,
That was
okay.
him. Who was there forever.
Yeah, he was there forever.
Well, you know,
He was
he
there
was
for-
on the Ravens squad back in 2000. So he was he was a defensive coordinator
Yeah.
on that team. And that's how he got the job with the
Bengals.
Bengals, because they had the Ravens 2000 on last night during the All-Star game, which, you know, everybody channel surfing or whatever the case may be. And they were showing the Ravens when they won in 2000. And they was going through that story, which was more interesting than the All-Star game. So
Anything
damn
was more
sick.
interested in the All-Star game.
I was watching well, they had it online. The viewership has gone down every year from 2002
For the
What's that?
All-Star
for the
game.
All-Star
It's
game.
going to continue
Every
to go down.
year. It was, I think, at 2002, I think it was 10 million viewers, and it's gone down every year. I think this past, well, to 22, they didn't have 24. 23 was 4 million. Every year it's gone down.
I can
but
see
you know,
that.
they try to build it to make it a success. But the reality is that if you're not playing defense and you're just letting somebody, like it's a layup line, or you're shooting and the shots aren't contested, it's not an interesting show.
Not at all.
No.
Not at all. You got to
Well-
have some kind of competitiveness in it.
Not for nothing.
Sometimes.
They don't play defense in the regular season.
That's true too.
So
Yeah, you
what,
got
why
that.
would they play defense in the All-Star game?
You're right. They don't. They don't play defense.
Okay. But
And-
at the same time, they don't play the defense, but you're still losing fans. You're still losing that fan base for the All-Star game. If you look at it and say maybe they'll play better if you add a better incentive there for the team.
Yeah, but what
Like what?
incentive?
They already
These
getting
These guys,
paid.
these
Why
guys
would-
get paid
They
30,
get
40,
paid.
$50 million a year. What are you going to give them?
They
$1
get-
million?
No, but at the same time, though, if you give them a better incentive, East Coast versus West Coast.
Well, look.
That's what it
What's the
was.
incentive, though?
Right, but you gotta have give them something.
What?
They're just out there playing.
What are you going to give them, Green?
That's out there playing. Yo, those are we're talking about
What?
millionaires.
Home court advantage for the East?
They
West?
gave
No,
them
they
guys
talking
the
about
incentive
millionaires.
in that
Talking about
new
millionaires.
the new league. They gave them incentives for that new league, and them guys was playing for that.
Right.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That was only 500,000 each,
Let's
and them
just-
guys are billionaires,
That's right.
millionaires. They played for that.
Exactly. I agree.
You know what I
So
mean?
let's
So,
just say-
you got to think of something.
Let's just say the All-Star, the winners of the All-Star get $1 million cash.
But they get that in their
Players get
contract. If they make the All-Star team, they get extra
But-
money in their
I
contract.
know that, but let's just say you get $1 million cash
Right.
on hand,
Ooh,
$1 million
They're not
cash.
doing that. They're not doing that. The NBA is not going to.
and then you get a better play. Because
possible.
honestly, I
You
didn't
believe
even-
that?
I didn't even watch the game.
You believe that millionaires are going to play harder because you're going to give them an extra $1 million cash? You think they're going to play
$1
harder?
million is $1 million, man.
Any way you want to fry it up,
look.
I don't have
I don't.
it.
I don't think so.
I'll
but
be the
I-
water
think-
boy for $1 million.
$1 million is $1 million.
yeah,
You
but
gotta have some kind of
So
incentive.
if
but
it
you ain't
doesn't
getting
mean that's
paid
so
millions
much for
as
you,
it is to play.
Well, some of the, but if it doesn't mean that much to you, then you could donate that money.
Everybody,
That's
You
well,
know.
most of them, that's what they do
Yeah.
anyway.
You
And they
donate
did the
that money.
playing, and they played hard in the playing, right?
The
So,
playing, well, you
And
only play
shout
one
out to
team one
John
time. You're
Green
not playing a
on the
series.
check-in.
And that's the only difference with the playing tournament. You in a bracket. If you win your bracket, you
Right.
play one team in another bracket, one game,
right.
move on. You play another team in another bracket, one game, move on. So that's not a big deal.
Well, they're not getting paid for
Well,
that.
how would you
That
fix
play.
it? If you had a chance, Todd, what would you do to try to fix the All-Star game to bring the fan base back?
I like what Serge said earlier. He said maybe okay, those guys get voted into the All-Star game, they
Right.
get their money, that the incentive money in their contract.
Right.
But then you bring in these young guys who's hungry, who want to make a name for themselves in the league to play the game.
The Rising Stars game.
Yeah, like the
Well,
Rising
yeah,
Star
they had
game.
The Rising Star
But-
game.
But they can
Maybe
move
But they-
they
and
can
they-
move.
play the
And if
All-Star
you
game.
watch
Yeah.
those games are a lot more competitive than
Right.
the All-Star game is.
Those guys are
Well,
hungry and trying to make a
I'm
name
just
for
saying,
themselves.
Well, they're gonna work on something
Yeah,
to make it better.
because you can't
But-
have those guys. Even like I
I'm
said,
saying eliminate the Rising game and just let them kids play the All-Star game in place of the All-Stars, because these All-Stars don't want to play. They there because they get voted in, not because they want to be there. I mean, the perfect example was Luka and Nikola Jokic. First things first, in a game like that, they don't fit in because that's not their game.
Right.
They're not trying to be fancy and do anything like that. They just fundamentally gonna bust your butt every night,
Yeah.
which they do on a regular. But in an All-Star game,
They
you
look
got
out of
guys
place.
flinging
Yeah,
from
they look out of place.
50 feet out. You got guys dunking triple reverse dunks.
Luka took a three-quarter court
Yeah,
shot.
3/4.
That was
Yeah, because
crazy.
he
I thought
to
it was-
him it was a joke.
I thought it was a timeout. I was like, "What are you doing?" I thought it was a dead ball or something. He
To
did
him
that.
it was a joke. He
Yeah,
didn't
you know.
care.
It is
But
crazy.
that
It is.
that make the game look bad.
And I'm sure
Of course it
That
does.
make the
but
game look
that's-
bad.
Kirk, how would you fix it?
I think every year they've been trying to fix. I kind of agree with him and what he's saying. Now, if you give them a center money, a center with those Rising Stars,
They will.
guy,
They will.
that's a little better because
Mm.
these guys, every guy on that made the All-Star base probably making 20 million or more.
Easy.
That is true.
So
And now the only thing that I think they get in a break because they're off for about a week. Now they may have to come in and do interviews and stuff like that, but they're off. They're not really playing.
Right.
So they're off for about a week. Let those Rising Stars guys play. Give them a little incentive. We'll give you maybe
Give them a half a million.
500,000
Yeah,
for
give
the
them a half a
winners.
million. Now they be
Right.
good with that.
Give them a half
They
a
only,
million.
go
they
down
only
dollars.
gave him 25,000 to play in this game, so you ain't got to go that high. You give them $100,000,
100,000, right.
and they're gonna play.
They're gonna
Well,
play.
So, but
What you
is
think?
that
But
is
how
that
you
an
going to get the Rising
interesting,
Stars in?
captivating show? It's
Right.
good and it's nice to see the Rising Stars because it's the future of the league. But is that the most captivating thing that you could put on in the ambiance of the All-Star weekend?
I got well.
But,
I got
but
one.
look at what you got now. You got garbage.
Viewership
But
is
you got
going down,
stars.
and I'm sure they're
still
thinking of
saying
it.
so, but
I'm still saying
you know who that All-Star
they
game
need
is
to
for?
work
That
on
All-Star game is
something.
for people who got money. Because if you look at who's sitting in the front row,
Oh, you
It's-
can't afford a ticket.
But that's
No, you
every
can-
game.
no, but not like the All-Star game. The
Right.
All-Star game, you got cats that you're just gonna see they're not coming to every game, but they're gonna be there that weekend.
Yeah, they're gonna
Because
be
they're
there that
gonna
weekend.
they want to be there for that weekend because the stars are there. But them stars ain't giving them a show.
Okay, I got one. How about if you do the same thing like what baseball was doing? Whoever wins East or West can have home court advantage in the finals.
Oh, like they do in baseball.
Right.
That might be a good
They can do
incentive.
that.
Yeah, that might be a good incentive.
Yeah, but if you're on a team that ain't going nowhere, why would you still even play anyway?
Well,
It ain't gonna make no difference.
That's the other thing.
well, you
let's
figure
just say for harm's sake, you got 2 or 3 stars, right? And they on teams that ain't going nowhere.
no, everybody that made the All-Star team is on a winning team. Everybody. There ain't nobody that made the All-Star team is on a losing team.
Trey Young.
But he wasn't originally on it.
No, but
He got added
But he's
because
on it.
right,
injury. He got added because of
He got
injury.
added
Right.
because of
He
Embiid.
wasn't voted on.
Scotty Barnes.
You know, he's another
He
one.
got added too.
He got added too.
But he was
But-
there.
He was
He
another
wouldn't
one.
have made, but he
No,
wouldn't
but
have
he
made
wasn't originally
He wasn't
voted on. He got added
Yeah.
on.
I get
So-
that.
Yeah, but
But
he's
he-
not on that.
but-
But what he's saying
But
is
don't
different.
get it twisted, because even if you got a winning record, don't make you a contender in the NBA. Let's not get it twisted.
I get
There's
what
only
you're
2 or
saying.
3 teams in each division that you can say, oh yeah, they got a shot. Everybody else is pretending.
So you
You don't think there's more teams?
so
I'm
you
sorry.
pretty much eliminating teams that are there, but they don't have a shot.
like Miami last year.
Could you right?
Could I elaborate on
Absolutely.
Todd's team or on Golden State?
Wait a second.
Come on now.
This is
we
a
all know
Am I an owner?
This is
Let me
a
find my pockets
you're
ain't
not
full.
an owner.
My
I'm
pockets
just saying-
ain't full.
This is the
I'm just
Surge
He said
corner.
Todd's thing.
Surge corner.
Hold
My
up,
pockets
this is
ain't
Surge
full.
corner. Can we get a little intro music for that?
Surgeon seat. Surgeon seat.
Here we go.
Go for
Here
it.
we go.
Surgeon seat.
Should I rap it or should I just talk?
Do the Ernie Johnson.
I'm not gonna do the Ernie thing. He did the rap at the brunch. But seriously, we all know that Golden State don't have a chance to win the NBA championship.
Every team has a chance.
Well, hold
Where,
up.
where
Yo,
was my
Coach.
Yo, coach.
Go ahead.
Let him shoot his shot, and
Go
then
ahead.
you could.
Yeah, you
rebut.
could come back and show me how Golden State has a chance to win the NBA championship, figuratively, but not literally, because there's no way they're gonna win the NBA championship. I don't believe that. I don't believe the Lakers could win it. You got 3 teams in East Division who got a shot, and in the East, it might just be one because as good as Milwaukee could be, they not
They
there.
not going.
Yeah, but all you
And
need
Boston.
all you need is a perfect storm, and it can happen.
Could,
Because
yeah.
if you look at
that's
if you look
good.
at
Yeah,
if you look at Toronto,
Could
right?
you let Serge
That year
rock
they
and
won.
make his point?
Y'all got
And
everybody.
Perfect storm can make you in there.
Could y'all wait?
Anybody
until,
could have a
like,
Miami Heat moment and come from 8th to make the NBA Finals. But honestly and truthfully, looking back on history, how often does that happen?
Toronto.
How
Toronto-
often does that happen?
Toronto had a perfect storm. They met teams that was partially injured, and they got in there. They won the game. They went all the way in, right? Now remember Golden State when they
Yeah, but
won
Houston
1
Rockets,
year.
They had a good
One-
team throughout the year. They wasn't 8th place. Houston.
No, they wasn't 8th place.
and now
but
they had
remember when Golden State
one of the
played
best
with
players in basketball at
They
the
played
time
with,
playing
LeBron
center
and-
for them.
LeBron and
They
them
might have
teams.
had the best
No.
center in basketball, and they had Michael Jordan playing baseball. Because had Michael Jordan not been playing baseball, they probably would have won 8 in a row, and Houston would have been history.
That's an argument too, but
All right, well,
because
so-
the Rockets beat the Bulls during the season. If you look it up,
With Michael,
yes.
so what happened to them in the playoffs?
Well, those games, those
Those
regular
games don't
season
mean
games,
as much
I
as the
don't count
playoffs.
that.
Exactly.
I get you.
I don't count
Exactly.
Yeah, but
you
then-
could beat anybody. The Knicks
Yes, we know.
destroyed
we know
Boston last year
Right.
during the season.
I know you're not gonna beat them in the playoffs. How you realize it? It's a different storm. I get that.
But you need a perfect storm in the playoffs.
You got to.
Perfect
Everything
storm
has
can
to be
mix-
rolling for you.
A perfect storm in the playoffs
It can
get
happen.
you somewhere.
Anything could happen.
Well,
San
whoever get
Francisco
hot-
could have beat Kansas City, but they didn't.
Whoever get
Those
hot,
things can happen.
whoever get hot at the
We
right
gonna do
time.
perfect storm.
If your team get hot at the right time,
We're
I
gonna
get
do
it.
perfect storm. Let's
right.
do perfect storm. But I'm looking at it from a
Why is a Jet fan bringing up the 49ers?
because I can, because you're fishing right along with
Y'all
us.
got
Y'all are fishing.
a jet
I don't see a
receiver.
championship hat. I
a
just
jet-
see a San Francisco hat. Don't say
A
championship.
jet receiver caught the ball and
Keep
won the
it.
game.
Keep that hat.
That's all.
Keep the hat, and it's not even a fitted. It's a snapback.
All right.
Yo, you could
All
have
right.
you could have ordered a hat off of Amazon.
Hey, listen, bro.
A fitted hat, not even a
I
snapback.
didn't know where
Let
I was
me-
gonna
Yo,
be.
Mongo, let them know about them snapbacks.
Let me let me try to let me clean up some stuff here. All right. It's first stop to the next stop is 5:10. We're in the first hour. Super Dave, Coach Kurt,
Yes, sir.
Serge the Sports
Yeah.
Star, special guest Anthony Green, Todd the
It's
Magnificent,
good to be here. It's good to be here.
Yes, yes,
Slick
yes.
the Relic in the building. All right, I bought the
Daryl.
rum punch, so I
you
do
bought it?
have it.
Oh, you do? Where's
right.
it?
Great. So,
So,
you getting this rum punch?
He's here. He's
Mm.
here to clean up his. He's here to clean up his tab. So, we was having the Surge corner for a second, and
Yo, y'all could go for it, but
I mean,
I mean,
is there
honestly,
any team particular like that are contenders
Well,
that you might say that is not gonna be there?
Philadelphia,
That's not going to be it. If Embiid come back,
even if it be come back, I don't think they could take Boston.
okay.
I don't believe anybody in the East is going to beat Boston. I honestly believe Boston's is a head and shoulders over everybody in the East right now.
Right now, yes.
Yeah.
they have
Well,
a
don't change.
All it could take one injury.
Injuries, yeah, okay. Let's say that nobody gets injured.
Okay.
Let's say it's just straight up basketball.
Right.
Nobody's injured. No, everybody healthy. Who's the team in the East?
Right now,
They don't
Boston
do
looks like the team in the
Who
East,
do-
but
even with Embiid back,
but-
they
It's
still ain't.
probably Boston.
but
we not.
they said that
disagreeing
last year
now.
too about them.
Right, and the year before that.
And
Yes.
Boston didn't
And
make
the year
it.
before that.
Yes, the last couple of years they've been saying that about Boston.
They went to the
But
finals
they
2
ain't
years
win.
ago.
But they ain't win. No. Yeah, but they ain't win. You
Right.
gotta win. You gotta win.
Then last year they lost to Miami.
If you're talking about the two teams that's gonna come out the East and the West, he's saying the Celtics is gonna.
We understand
Right.
that
Thank you,
they
Mongo.
have the best.
It looks good to
Right.
say that right now. You can say
Right.
that. Now that's everybody. I mean, if you just looking at the, the standings and how they playing right now, that's easy to say. I get that, but they haven't proved it yet to me that they can make. Because the last 2 years
I got
they
a
have been
question.
saying that they were going. That was the team to beat. They going and they haven't won yet.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
they still got
Chris.
something to prove.
Todd,
Go ahead.
I agree. I got a question, right?
Come on.
Because what Todd says makes sense, right? Even though Boston, in Serge eyes, is the heavy favorite to win it, right? Last year, who was the heavy favorite to win it to come out of the East?
Boston.
Boston once
Boston.
again.
Right, and who eliminated them?
Miami.
Miami.
And how did that happen?
They went up 3-0 and then Boston came back.
Exactly.
3-1.
3-1. And they
Yeah,
came
3-1,
back and
something like
tied.
that.
They won the
Exactly. And
seventh
they,
game.
and they came
Right.
back, right?
Yeah.
So even though, as Serge would say, I respect what he's saying because Boston looked like the big team. They can take it down.
Right.
But you don't know what team is gonna get hot and what player.
Right.
That's
And
true.
most of the time, when a team get hot, it ain't the starter. It's somebody coming off that bench that's gonna be hot. And when that bench player come off that bench and he's getting hot and he's playing in that season, it's hard to stop.
Well, the Lakers did that last year.
Right.
Right.
The Lakers did that last year with
Right.
them guys coming off the bench and they got hot
They got hot.
in the playoffs, and nobody expected
At
them.
the
What was
right
they-
time, they got hot.
They
Was
was
it-
an
they was an
AC.
AC?
I think they was an
It
AC.
was an AC.
Yeah.
They made to the conference.
They made it to the
finals.
conference finals, yeah, because
They
they
got
team
hot.
got hot. So
Right.
that can happen with any. I understand, like you said.
I look at
Everybody-
Golden State, they're an experienced team. I'm not gonna
Mm.
wash them under the rug just like that.
Right.
Because if you get the perfect storm and who they playing in the playoffs and come along the line,
The only what I would say about Golden State, and I hear what you're saying, and it's possible because nobody's expecting them to win now.
Right.
right.
So they could come from behind because nobody before everybody expect Golden State to win. Now they're not expecting
They're
them to
not
win.
expected,
So
right.
they can sneak up on some teams if they get hot
Right.
at the right
And
time
they have
because they
played
got the
better.
experience.
They have
Most,
played a little better.
the main players do have the experience.
and my
But
thing
you see
is,
why you never know.
some of these teams that's looking at when they go to the roster and they be like, yo, we got to lock up with them.
Mm.
Some of them teams don't want to play that team.
Right.
They're like, yo, that's a dangerous team. Even though they sleepwalking,
Mm.
that's a dangerous team. Same with the Lakers. They like, oh, that's a dangerous team.
They are dangerous.
Because once you
That's
get
a
in,
Once you start
seven-game-
rolling,
once you-
anything can
yeah.
happen.
dangerous team.
once you get in that playoff, once you make it in, anything can happen.
Mhm.
I wouldn't want to play LeBron
Anything can
James and Davis in the playoffs at no time. I'm
Mhm.
like, because they can give it to you.
Yeah.
Depending on how they play, they can give it to you.
John Green added the Warriors are playing better with Draymond playing the 5. And he also said if Porzingis is lost, it'll be hard for Boston. So like Porzingis sort of open up the floor
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it makes
Yes.
Boston a tough.
How long they
team.
say he gonna be out for with that ankle injury? He got an
I
ankle
don't know.
injury.
I don't know.
I know he plays. Seems like he plays every other
Yeah, he
game.
play every other game. He don't.
But
Oh, he did come back.
yeah, he
He
played.
did
Oh,
come back.
I didn't know he
came
came
back
back. Oh,
one
okay.
time, but I think with Boston got rid of a lot of people like Smart. And
But they picked up.
Yeah, but they
Holiday.
got Holiday. They got White.
They got the best.
They got
defensive
players.
backcourt.
They got players. They don't have.
got players.
They don't have a problem with that.
if I could get it. Mouse.
Let them know it ain't working.
It's all over the place.
Hold on, caller. We coming. We coming. Caller, call back. Call back, caller.
Right there. It might have been the charge, right? Yeah, okay. All right, so we good.
Caller, if you get
All
a
right.
chance, call back.
Yeah, all right, try us again.
Okay, I got a
Maybe
question
overtime.
for the guys for the NFL.
No, didn't say.
Okay, there were
That
4
number.
teams that's never
Right
lost.
here, you see?
4 teams that never lost the Super Bowl. Can you name them?
New York Giants.
Never lost
Never
a
lost.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, they got
Right,
stomped
you're
by the
right.
Ravens.
Still.
Pittsburgh's one.
No.
No.
The
No,
Oakland
49
Raiders.
Oh,
no,
49ers?
no, 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 they not.
Green Bay's not 4-0?
No.
No, they lost to Denver.
Giants.
Teams.
No.
No. Giants lost.
The
to
Jets.
Jets are one.
Jets.
They only won
They only
one.
won one.
But they didn't lose, but
You gotta go.
Thank you, John Green. Me and you said it at the same time.
3 more.
Chicago Bears.
Chicago Bears. I was just about to say the Bears.
No.
No, no.
No, they lost.
All right, hold it, caller. Who we have on the line?
Yeah, you got Eric King again.
Hey, what's up, King?
Eric King. I didn't recognize.
We
his
wasn't
number.
talking about the Knicks. You jumped the gun. You jumped the gun.
Hold on.
Nah. I had to call in because y'all gotta put some respect on the Knicks name. Y'all talking about teams that could be contenders. Do we not have the deepest bench of our 4 bigs come back?
When
Did they
come
not
back.
predict that the Knicks are now the deepest team in the league?
Well,
Hold on 1 second, Eric. We was trying to answer this trivia question, so John Green's answering. He said the Buccaneers and the Saints.
that's 2.
Is that 2 or 3?
2 and 3.
That's
Cowboys?
2 or 3?
2 and 3.
All right.
Cowboys lost.
You said the Jets and
They lost to the Steelers.
I said it's 4 of them altogether.
Right. That's
It's the
three.
Jets, the Saints, and the Bucks. He said.
And the Patriots.
Right.
No,
No,
Patriots
Patriots
lost.
lost.
Patriots lost to the.
Lost to the
They
Giants
lost to
twice.
Chicago.
I was trying to make the show interesting.
They lost to Chicago.
It's the teams that don't have that many Super Bowl appearances.
Right.
You can't call them.
All right.
Go back to King. Go ahead. We can
All
do
right,
the last one
back
after.
to King, unless Coach Kirk would have thrown us some
No,
lifeline.
no,
The
no.
Rams.
No.
No.
Oh, and I
They
want to
lost to
answer one
Steelers.
other question before
Go
I
ahead.
get back to the Knicks thing. Y'all was talking about incentives for players to play in the All-Star game. I would do something different where I would offer a package deal to the winning team. One, I will offer maybe a 2nd-round draft pick to each team that player play for, and the MVP get a 1st-round draft pick, and I would give $1 million each to each player at wing and $500,000 to each player on the 2nd team that loses, and home court advantage. Also, now they have a lot more things to play for.
Yeah, but the whole point of the draft is to get the teams that are lesser teams to get better players. And like you said earlier, all the players in the All-Star game for the most part are on winning teams. So you be hurting the teams that ain't that good by making an incentive like that.
Well, that's why I said 2nd-round draft picks. Only one player who gets the MVP gets an additional 1st-round
I'm
pick for
against
his
the home
team,
court
but
advantage.
it allows them to play. I mean, it's all 2nd-round picks. And it can even be late 2nd-round picks, but it's additional draft pick for that team. And I mean, you got to do something because the game sucks right now. I ain't even bother watching.
Yeah, well, we know most people ain't watching.
Yo,
but
Mr. King, not for nothing.
draft picks, I don't
Draft
think
picks
that's
don't
gonna
count
work.
for anything either,
Yeah,
right?
that ain't gonna
Nobody
work.
even cares about draft picks.
Hold that thought.
I don't
The
think
answer to the 4th
No,
question.
nobody cares about draft picks.
is
When
the
you have
Ravens.
multiple draft
John
picks,
Green
you
to the
can
rescue.
package a bunch of draft picks for a player and get another player. What do you mean draft
Thank you,
picks
John
don't
Green.
count?
I don't think they're gonna use an all-star game to have for draft picks for people to get draft picks. I doubt if that happens.
Well, you will.
I can see cash. I can see
You got
cash.
to do something to get these
Yeah,
players.
I hear what
incentive.
you're saying.
Nobody's coming up with ideas to make these guys play, and the game is garbage now.
Eric,
It's too cartoonish.
Eric,
Right, that's correct.
I got a question to ask you,
Yes,
Eric.
it's good.
How would you feel if the New York Knicks made the championship and got in, and they had the better record and everything, but at the same time, whole court advantage went to a West Coast team due to what happened in the All-Star break, which they had nothing to do with?
Well,
Would you be upset, Todd? that you
As a
put-
fan, you would, yeah.
Well,
As a
one,
player,
I'm gonna
would
be
you
happy
Oh, for
just
sure.
that my
And as a
team
player,
is
would you
made,
be
but
upset
some
because
sure.
people say
you could get more
the
out of your
home
team?
court is
sure.
overrated if you're a good team anyway. You gotta win on the road to win the championship. But I was glad when they took that stupid format out before with that 2-3
Yeah.
2 before, because that sucked. It really favored the underdog, that format.
Yeah, that wasn't a good format. I ain't like that.
Yeah, I
It
ain't like
wasn't a
that
good
either.
format, but
No.
you got to win on the road to win the championship anyway. If you good, you should, and the better team should win.
I liked it because that's when Mutombo eliminated Sean Kemp.
Oh, you going back? Wow. Yeah, I remember that.
You remember that?
That was
Yeah, but
8-1
that
team.
home field advantage sucked when it was 2-3-2 because you really favored the other team. They win one game on your court and then have 3 at home.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, that's like I remember when the
That-
Knicks beat Miami.
Yeah.
yeah.
The most
You know,
favorable one for me is
But
when
something
Tom
has
Brady
to be
Sean
done.
Kemp, and then
If you don't like the draft pick situation, then what? Somebody's got to come up with ideas. But like I said, it was second round draft pick. A lot of stars that came from second and third round and even undrafted players anyway. I put up a post in my group of 50 stars that wasn't even drafted in the first round. They were Hall of Famers.
But just a second. So if the draft is to help improve teams, why should the All-Star game have something to do with the draft? It doesn't.
How many teams have you seen other than the marquee play star teams every year, the Boston Celtics, the Lakers, and other teams, the draft ever do anything for teams around the league? The same teams are always making it and going to the finals. How many different teams you see winning the finals and the draft being instituted there for years?
What hasn't
What is
been?
the draft really doing for a lot of teams?
Well,
Look at OKC.
right.
Look what the draft is doing for them.
Look at Philadelphia. Even though
Yeah.
they trust the
Until they
process,
get that,
got
until they
top
get
draft
that
picks.
W,
Well, look
they
at
didn't get
Golden
over
State.
the hump yet. Until they get
Yeah,
that
but
win.
they
It's
improved the
looking good
teams.
now.
But the teams improved. That's what the
Yes,
draft
it's
does.
very much
Golden
But
improved.
you're not gonna let one game decide somebody getting drafted, and for teams that are one game, that's not even a game that
Okay, so
counts.
then what's
as a
your
playoff game.
solution then?
I don't have the
Tell me
solution.
another one.
I'm not the commissioner. I don't have the solution. That's
No,
not my
but
job.
It's still a talk
But we
show
ain't gonna
for
let no.
ideas.
But it ain't gonna be no.
Talk show for ideas. I'm just
Yeah,
asking
but I
you
understand.
if you have a better one. What's the solution?
I understand. I don't have the solution. I don't have it, but it ain't gonna.
I
doubt.
don't either. I'm just throwing an idea.
No, I hear
out
what
there.
you're saying. I don't think they're gonna let an all-star game decide draft picks. That's just my opinion.
yeah,
I don't think
No,
that's a good
I
solution.
get what you. I'm
I
just
don't
throwing
think that's a
something
good
out there in the mix because right now nothing has worked.
No.
True, but you got.
And it's nothing but clown ball. You might as well have the Harlem Globetrotters out there playing.
I
That's
agree
true.
with you with that. Definitely. That.
Mm.
Well,
I think
they
the only
got to
solution
work
in
on
is
something.
money. It's money.
But they already make a lot of money.
If you add some kind of incentive to it for money, because a draft pick here or there, or whatever the case may be, that'd be unfair because the owners are not going to agree to that.
Well, the draft pick favors the
Right, the
organization,
owners is
not
not
the
gonna agree
players
to that.
itself.
But
Right.
if you want to look at it as how can I make a player play more serious, it has to be a bigger pot.
I got a suggestion.
I don't know.
It has to be a bigger pot.
They
I
get
don't-
money.
it-
Again.
I think what they should do, honestly, right now is go world versus USA and let
That could be
Doncic
done.
and
that's
Giannis
not bad.
and Joel Embiid and them cats from Canada play against the United States stars, and then to see who really wants to get serious.
That could be. That's a
That's
thought.
that's
That's a thought.
Hey,
Well,
you
maybe
see
they
if they'll
would,
play
but-
more
but at least
serious.
it'd be
I mean,
better
you already
game.
have that
It'd be a
every
better
summer
game.
already
That's not a bad
anyway.
thought,
But
though. That's
It'd
not
be a better
bad
game.
thought.
all right. Let me call up. Let me see if I can.
But
Ron
now,
really
getting back to
said-
my other thing, with y'all talking about teams that come out of nowhere. Why is no one mentioning the Knicks on this panel?
Because you're a Knicks fan. We knew
Oh,
you was
stop
gonna,
it.
and we knew you was gonna
Yo,
call
Eric,
in.
When Randall, OG get back, Mitchell, and Hartenstein, you got a team that's going to be hard to deal with the Knicks.
Well,
The Knicks are a matchup nightmare for any team now. We're adding Burks and Bogdanovic there. The Knicks are a team that could get the Celtics fixed. Remember, on opening night, the Knicks got jerked by the Celtics. Even all Celtic fans even admitted
That
that.
one game
We
don't
match up very well with the Celtics
That one
now,
game
and
don't
we
count,
knocked that
Eric,
same
because when you gotta
team
play somebody
that
7
faced them the
games,
other
it's
two
different.
games.
we want to see
All
all
right.
those guys come back
We got to see.
and see them
right.
play together.
What
We
looks
haven't
on
seen that yet.
paper don't automatically make you a better team.
We have to see.
We
them
got to
play.
see how they play, and you might have a point there. We got to
Well,
see how they
only
gel
see
together.
we only see one play with them, and that's Mitch. Okay, OG already played with Hartenstein and Randall, and it was a perfect fit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but he
that's
didn't
a
play with
perfect
the
fit.
other two guys
Yeah.
that they got in the trade.
Right. He didn't play with
Oh
those
yeah,
guys.
well the
right?
other two guys in Detroit are great role players
Right.
that'll be coming off the bench and already one plays good in Tom Thibodeau's system, and that's Burks. And Bogdanovic can spot up and hit from anywhere. He's showing he can do that already. If anything, they get back to their regular roles when those four come, because right now they ask to do things they're not going to normally do when them four come back.
Well, it's going to be
Alright, so-
interesting to see how Tibbs use that substitution pattern and see how they
Yeah.
fit. That's the
Yeah,
that's the key.
That's the X factor
That's the
right
key.
there.
Yes, it is.
It's Tibbs with
Yes,
him
it
using
is.
a benching and minutes distribution.
Yeah.
That's where we don't have the advantage with other teams because you remember the last 2 years, every network said Tibbs was the only coach out of 16 coaches who did not adjust well in the game. He doesn't do game
No,
adjustments
he
well.
doesn't.
His minutes distribution sucked, and he has a predictable offense. So we've been winning despite Tibbs, not because of him.
I agree.
So-
100%.
So the reason why we didn't say that, right, is because they got to win something first in order to say, well.
You didn't say that because Coach Kurt is on the panel.
All right, so John Green said as long as people buy tickets
I'm sorry,
for
Kurt. I had
That's
to
the
get that
All-Star
out.
game,
That's
nothing
okay.
changed.
We didn't say because if we would have mentioned it, Nick, you would have never called. We wanted you to call.
we woke you up.
That's right.
And he also said Tibbs will have to use a 10-man rotation. So in
that ain't
pardon,
gonna happen. That
in
ain't gonna
pardon, would you like to say something else about?
Yeah, I want to say one more thing in pardon because I can't let something go. Anthony Green, we getting your 49ers next year. I got to take a shot at him too. I'm tired of you with your 49ers. We're going to regroup, restart, come back. Me and you going to have to think of some type of bet to do and settle it on this show that you on there now.
I got the run punch.
Well,
We can put it up
Eric,
for
all I
stake.
can say is that when you came to my retirement party and you had on that cowboy jersey,
He let you stay.
you still stayed, even though I was like, "Why is he here with that jersey on?"
Oh, you guys had to do that just for you. I did it just for you. I had to come show up
And I'm
and
gonna
the
tell you,
opposition stuff just for you. That was
I'ma
all
tell
for you.
Just like I told this guy sitting on the right side of me, your team ain't going to the playoffs next year. I'm pretty sure of that. And y'all didn't want no part of Detroit. And y'all didn't want no part of Detroit in that playoff anyway, because Detroit had y'all beat that last game, but the coach did something foolish. Maybe this year he come back and he don't do all that
but
foolish stuff.
your coach didn't do nothing foolish.
What? Not against Detroit. We
Not
played-
He
Super
did in
Bowl.
the Super Bowl.
No,
he
but
blew that game in the Super Bowl. There's a lot of stuff he did
I
in
will
that
say
Super Bowl.
this: the Detroit coach blew that game against y'all by not running the ball in the second half. Because they was running it down your throat the first half, and they had a big lead. And then the second half,
And I
he
will-
decided to
and I
become
will- and I will
stupid
s-
Dan Campbell.
I would say this too.
Stupid.
I will say this too. The game is played in 4 quarters, not 2.
Oh,
So that's why y'all lost in the 4th quarter, because you played 2 quarters of a game when we played all 4 quarters of the game. So
Not against Kansas City.
What my
Well,
team,
it's
the
Not against
Cowboys-
Kansas City.
there he
Hey, yo,
goes.
Not
Green.
against Kansas
Hold
City.
on.
Hey,
You
hey,
didn't,
yo,
you
Green.
didn't, you didn't play 4
What
quarters
my
against
team,
Kansas
the
City.
Cowboys,
Yo,
Green, my
third and four.
defensive
Yo,
put that hat
coordinator
on. Put that
had
hat
to
on.
be the dumbest coach of the year.
It went down to 3rd and 4th, which blew that was it, because if that was Shanahan's best play, I wouldn't have called that play on 3rd and 4 when they needed it. If they would have got that 3rd and 4th play,
You know what the problem with that play
it
is?
would have been, what's the name? They rushed him.
Not so much as that. If you watch the play over, the whole offensive line went to the left. Nobody blocked. How you don't block? Don't know where Chris Jones is, and don't let him come in untouched. I don't care what play you run. Somebody got to hit him.
Somebody got to
And if they would have hit him, homeboy was wide open in the end zone. Yo, win that game. I don't know how they let him come untouched. When you watch that, the whole offensive line went left, and he's coming in untouched. Yeah,
See,
that's incredible.
See, but this is the thing.
Incredible.
When you in the Super Bowl, this is the hardest game to play in the Super Bowl, because the heat of the moment.
That sounds like an excuse.
And it's not an excuse. It's not an excuse.
Okay.
It's not an excuse. Every team, and if you see certain teams that was like, what team was that when the guy caught the ball on his helmet?
Giants.
Giants, right?
Yeah.
It's always a big player somewhere along the line that's going to be made.
Yes.
And at the heat
By
of the
not a
moment,
star.
and
By
in
not a star.
that,
That's true.
they always say to win the Super Bowl, it's going to take a little bit of luck
Okay.
Yeah.
to get in there and win it, right?
Yeah.
Now, when you're playing a team like KC,
Right.
that is the most comeback kid ever.
Yes.
I have not seen anybody in a Super Bowl, not just a 2-minute drive with Brady. I'm talking about a guy in the Super Bowl that just, this guy is like ice cold running down his veins. When he took off running with the football, the quarterback, I was like, there go my championship right there. This dude,
You
had
just-
my
You
championship
just knew he
with
was
him.
going to do something with it.
And then when
Hey,
Kelsey
hey,
caught
yo,
the ball,
Dave.
and
So
ran
I-
into the 15
so-
Hey, yo,
line,
Dave.
I was like,
hold on.
that's
So
ice in the
Green,
vein.
I mean, this is from John Green, Eric King. This is a parting shot for you. The Dallas Cowboys are called America's team. The way they played the last 30 years, America should file for divorce.
Well, see, to me, a lot of people still don't understand the definition of America's team that's associated with the Cowboys. One, it's our nickname. Two, it's trademark to us. And also the definition of it is the most valuable team, which we are. We worth the most. We have the most fans in visiting the stadium. We sell the most memorabilia, but it is trademarked, and that is our team and it's our nickname. Just like the Cowboys is our name. The America's team is our nickname too. It doesn't mean who won the most Super Bowl or who's winning now. America's team is America's team. Hey, the Knicks is America's team of basketball without winning. We have more fans worldwide than any other team, and more fans in visiting stadiums than any other team.
All right, and they said, and you never win. But all right, that was your parting shot. So, I
got
thank
one
you.
last thing I want to say, Green, before I go, Dave. If we face Green team, the 49ers next year in the playoffs, and we beat them, I want to come on your show, and while we being interviewed, I want Green serving me dinner in the Cowboys jersey on your show.
All right, no
In
doubt,
front
no
of
doubt.
everybody.
All right, we're gonna work it out. So, all right, thank you.
You putting a lot of ifs in there.
Thank
putting
you.
a lot of ifs in there.
Thank you, King,
Thank you
for
for coming
calling.
out.
I got
Have a
somebody
good night,
else
because this
calling
is not
in.
gonna happen.
All right, thank you, Eric. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you, man.
Not gonna happen, E.
Thank you, sir. We'll talk to you. So, all right, Matt, call back, Matt. The line is open. All right. Yeah.
I got a question. So
Go ahead.
you say who is heavy favorite out of the East? Who you think is heavy favorite out of the West right now?
I still go with Denver.
You still think Denver's the heavy favorite? to
They're
come
the
out of the West?
champions.
Yeah, you
They
gotta
got
beat
the
the champion.
Until
experience.
somebody beats
You got to
them.
beat them.
You got to beat the champion.
You got to beat them.
What are they?
And it's gonna be-
They in fourth, third or fourth.
Well, it's like
Minnesota-
three teams
Minnesota and
like real
Oklahoma.
close together.
It's
Right,
up
they-
and coming,
they
Yeah.
For it, right.
but they're
Yeah.
not
They young.
experienced enough to take out a team like Denver in the playoffs.
I won't say
If they're healthy,
they not experienced, but they athletically they're a good team
Yes.
and they can be done.
Right. It can be
Experience,
done.
no, but athletically,
Right.
if they right and they not got no injuries, they can win. It's going to be hard. Minnesota's going to be Minnesota's going to be a problem in the playoffs this year
Right.
if they don't have no
I
injuries.
think the Clippers.
I think
is
it's gonna-
be a problem.
Clippers will
The
too.
Clippers
It's
could
going to
be a
be
I think
good.
the
But
Clippers are
that
gonna be
West-
very
the-
bad.
That
the
playoffs
ironic-
going to be good out
The ironic
west.
thing about the Clippers is that they are an experienced team.
Yes, yes,
They got all the experience in the world.
They
They're
do.
an old team.
yes.
Them cats is in a do or die situation.
They
don't
are.
have that many years left to
No, this
this
is it.
kind of
They
thing.
got to do it.
Right.
They need to do what they got to
make
do
their
right
run.
now.
Do you see
Yeah.
them folding in the playoffs?
No, I don't see them
Not necessarily folding, but they don't
if they
necessarily.
healthy, yes.
they
I
don't
see
necessarily go beat,
a player folding.
Yeah.
right. You can see. You can see.
I can see
James Harden.
a player, not the rest of them
I
though.
think
Not for
that-
nothing. Paul
this is
George
their
could
year.
come up very short too.
Yeah, he has.
Robert
Sorry,
Gibbs,
I ain't what you
I
said.
think
posted
Clippers
in
is
America's
their
team
year. They playing.
from the Cowboys came from Roger Staubach being called Captain America.
I think it got to
They
be.
named themselves America's team.
It really has to be. You know,
Oh, no doubt. Shout out to D. Gore's brother, Robert Gibbs, no doubt.
Okay.
All right, so
I got some more questions if y'all want to do it.
Coach Kurt.
Okay. Okay. And if we're gonna stay with the NFL
like the relic,
teams,
the living fossil.
teams that lost the most Super Bowls. Two teams
Buffalo,
lost the most.
Buffalo.
Yeah, Minnesota.
What do you mean Buffalo? No,
It's more than 4?
No, there's more than 4.
is Buffalo no?
49ers?
No.
They lost 3.
No.
Well, we got two.
No.
Minnesota can't be
Lost
on
the
that
most.
list either. Then Minnesota can't be on that list.
Lost the most.
They on
No.
that list?
No.
No.
New England?
New England's won. They lost
Yeah,
5.
that's right.
New
They lost
England.
5
Because remember,
times.
they
So
just
hold up.
get taught to
Denver's
friend.
not on there?
Denver's on there too.
So that's it.
Yeah, that's it. They lost 5. Now there's 2 teams that's up there with the loss. There's 2 teams that up there. They lost 4 games but never won.
Buffalo's one.
Buffalo is one.
Minnesota's the other.
Minnesota's the
Yeah.
other. There you go.
Minnesota never won a Super Bowl?
No.
No,
No.
they've been there 4 times, lost all 4 times.
Didn't they win
They came up
before?
in the
They
round.
never won. Minnesota never won.
No,
Number
before they started acknowledging the
No.
Super Bowl.
No.
So they
That's
never
when they
won.
had Randy Moss, right?
Detroit
Oh,
won.
damn.
NFC,
They didn't make it.
right.
All right.
Detroit has won a championship before Super Bowl. Cleveland has won before the Super Bowl.
All right, Matt, go ahead. Get it off your chest.
Championship game.
Let's get ready to rumble. What's going on, fellas?
All right.
going on, man?
What's
What's
going
good?
on,
What's
bro?
good?
What's good? I apologize,
Green.
Matt, that I was down there and I didn't get a chance to run with you, bro.
It's
He's
all
coming
good.
back
It's all
next
good, bro.
week.
You know, man. I see. I know you're gonna be back down here, so I ain't even
I'll
stressing.
be back next.
You know what I mean?
I'll be back
Yeah.
next week, bro. Then we run when we down there.
Oh,
That's what's up. That's what's up. Oh, and you did your thing, and you came, you paid up. You know what I'm saying?
No, he
you
didn't.
didn't run.
No,
He
he
ain't
didn't.
pay up
No, he
yet.
didn't.
He ain't pay up yet.
No, he didn't.
Listen,
No, you jumped the
Y'all
gun
not
there. You jumped the
satisfied,
gun
you know
there,
what I'm
man.
saying?
He ain't paid nothing up.
yeah, he went and did his thing. He went and did his thing, man.
No,
he did the best he
Matt.
could. You know what he's
Matt.
gonna
Matt, could you see us? Are you looking? Are you looking
do.
at the show?
No, I'm not looking. I'm
So
not
you got to go to Facebook and go to YouTube.
I
And-
tried.
and
The effort
look.
was there. The effort was there. I
He
tried.
stopped.
We give him an E for effort.
He
We give him
stopped
an E
in
for
the
effort.
airport and saw a 49ers hat, grabbed it, and came to the show.
Listen. This ain't gonna be
Yo,
the
I could've
last
stopped
show.
at the South of the Borough.
He'll
They
get
got a
y'all what y'all
sombrero.
want,
Yo,
what y'all need. Ain't no big deal. You know what I'm saying? He walked through those doors. He owned up to it, and that was, you know what I mean.
Wait a second. No, wait. Hold it, Matt.
I don't know what show you
Hold it,
watching.
Matt. Yo, Slick.
That's my
Could you give him
brother.
the?
He gonna hold me
Give him a long buzz. Stop.
Long
Stop.
bus.
Right.
Give him a long bus.
Listen, bro. Listen.
That's my brother.
He,
got it.
yo,
he backing you
That's
up.
my
man.
brother.
we
He ain't
got
got that on that. He ain't got
we got nothing but love.
It's too late now.
We got nothing but love for Ant. Give him the long buzz when you ready. Give it to him. Listen.
We overrunning the station.
Yo, you fired, man. You fired. Yeah, you had it.
Hey, Matt.
Listen,
that's
it's
so
stop and stay.
What's good?
Listen, Matt, stop and stay.
Hey, Matt. I got a question. How you think they can
Yeah,
fix the All-Star break? To make it more better, the All-Star game. How you think they can fix that?
I think the break would be good.
Good
That'd be a
question.
good fit.
Not
You
yet,
know
without
what?
the game.
Everybody
I
go home
think
and get
it's
some
gonna have
rest.
to- They're gonna have to bring some type of incentives, some type of. I agree with y'all. Incentives, a trophy, a bragging rights trophy, East West, something that
They get that already.
tangible. That something that's tangible. I don't know. I mean, when LeBron dropped out of the when he never did the slam dunk contest.
No, he never did.
From that point on, it kind of it watered down. I mean, I liked it a couple of years ago when the kid Gordon and Levine. That was the last exciting. And they were great dunkers. But you know, I didn't watch the All-Star game. I DVR'd it.
I'm
and,
the only one who
you know, it
watched
was
this whole
boring.
weekend. I'm the only one.
I didn't watch it. Yeah.
Oh, you did
They
too?
watched
Oh,
it.
I didn't know you.
I was
Oh, I
going to
thought I
watch
was okay.
it.
Everybody kept saying they ain't watch.
I
I'm
didn't
the
know.
only one that watched it all
I
weekend.
personally think
For the
that
first time in a
Halliburton-
long
I
time.
think Halliburton got the MVP because again, he was 10 for 14.
Negative.
That's it.
Just because homegrown negative. Nope, I don't believe that.
I disagree with you because also he hit 5 threes in a row in 92
Yeah, that was
seconds.
crazy. That was crazy.
And then they sort of stopped going to him.
Right, they stopped going to
Right.
him.
And they started taking turns. And he didn't push it.
No,
but
he sure
he
did.
scored 32 points. And Dame shot 50%. But look what he shot.
75%.
Look,
Come
he
on.
hit two like from half court though. Didn't he hit like two from half court?
Is that
did.
supposed to
Dame, I
make
mean-
you
That-
win?
That
But he
make
shot.
you the MVP because
he
you
shot-
you hit 2 from half court when you went
Right.
11 for
He had
23.
39. He had 39 points.
He won
Yeah,
11
what's
for
that?
23. He took 23 I'm talking
Carl
about from
Anthony Towns
3-point
hit
land.
50. So I mean that don't
from
mean much.
3-point line. He was 11 for 23.
Oh, okay.
So, right.
Oh,
So,
listen, yeah. I mean, Halliburton could have got. I'm not saying that's not a no-brainer. It was either or. You know, to me, if you would have
Willis
gave it to
Reed
Halliburton,
got
I
it when
wouldn't
they
have.
lost.
I wouldn't have been mad. I wouldn't have been mad.
Willis Reed
know?
won the MVP in the All-Star game and the East lost. So that was
Right.
going way back.
Well, so
But-
then Town should have got it for dropping 50 then.
It was
Well,
a possibility he could have.
It doesn't
But
really
they
matter.
dropped
It doesn't
50,
really
right?
matter who got MVP.
No.
I can care less. Right.
Yeah, you know what? The All-Star game, and like y'all, I agree with y'all, it's hard to watch.
It is.
It's hard to
200
watch
points.
basketball.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It's
Well,
crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
It's
crazy.
ridiculous,
You,
man.
you see that the commissioner was even mad. The
They scored
commissioner
over
was upset.
50 every quarter. Every quarter. That's
So,
But he was tight.
I
he was
mean,
tight.
was
And-
he tight or did he do anything to his staff? Did they
Well, I
do
guess they're
anything
gonna
to
definitely have to get
fix
together.
it?
They're gonna
in the
try.
off season. They're gonna talk about some.
They're
guys.
gonna-
They're gonna try.
They're gonna tinker
They're gonna
with
try.
it. They're gonna have to
They're
do
gonna have
something.
to, Because
But they losing big money.
Yeah.
Ole. I mean, I don't, he got out the way. Somebody go, Towns running to the basket. They got straight out his way.
Yeah.
It's
They
like
did
the seat
They
opened
did an
up.
Ole, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, what?
They did all that.
nobody's
Look,
trying to
the
block
All-Star
shot or
game
nothing.
wasn't no lack for celebrities. I kind of like the celebrity game. I DVR that and watch that.
I can't.
The kid from Los Angeles, the tight end, that kid can rise. And
The
did you
receiver,
see
the
what's his
receiver,
name?
the rookie receiver. He's a receiver. On the guy from Hawaii.
The guy with the ponytail?
Yeah.
Oh, wide receiver. I thought he was a tight end.
That guy got
Oh, okay.
game.
Yeah, he
Wide
wasn't
receiver.
bad.
He got
He
game.
wasn't
That kid
bad.
can rise
But you
up.
got so many guys on the floor who can't even play. I'm
No,
like,
of
what the
course.
hell they on here?
That's a celebrity.
Yeah, I
game.
know.
You just-
Come on.
Yeah,
At least get some
the celebrities
that can
came out
play a
for the
little bit,
event.
man.
It doesn't feel like it's for the public anymore.
Defensive
You know, it
end
feels
on-
like
on,
it's too commercial.
Cowboys.
Michael
All these
Parsons.
celebrity names, you can't get close
He
anymore.
was
You
trying to
know,
get
I
that
don't know.
trophy.
He plays.
He
I
was
didn't know
trying to
could play
get
like
that.
He
He
could
was
play.
bumping people all over the place. Yo, I got a question for you, Matt. You involved with this too. Only coach
All right.
to win the NCAA championship and the NBA champion.
Brown.
Larry Brown.
Very
Larry
good.
Brown.
Very good, Ty.
There you go.
Thank you. Oh, very good.
Mhm.
Okay, another one. First black coach to win the NCAA championship.
Nolan Richardson.
No,
Uh,
he's one of
it
the
wasn't-
black, but he wasn't the
well,
first.
give me a decade. Give me a
Chain
decade.
never won a championship.
It wasn't Thompson? Georgetown Thompson?
John Thompson was the first one.
Oop.
Now,
Thompson? Johnson? Okay.
Thompson
Okay,
Thompson
John
was the
Thompson.
first
Right.
one. Okay, I got another one.
Georgetown. Okay.
Name all the black colleges. Black coaches who have won NCAA championships.
Tubby Smith.
Yes.
Did Nolan Richardson win
Nolan
for
Richardson.
Arkansas?
Yeah,
Yes.
he did.
Yes.
John Thompson.
Yes.
Who else is left?
Who was the coach of the
Tubby Smith?
Yeah, he said that
I
already.
said Tubby.
He said that.
Oh,
He said that.
okay.
Right.
Yeah.
How many more we got?
Got me stumped after those.
Actually, there's two, but there's
but-
really one more.
I like Nolan with 40
Kevin
minutes
Who?
of hell. That was my
There you go.
Arkansas
Kevin
team,
Ivan.
man.
There you go.
Hard Day and the boys.
Yeah, they were good. They had a good team.
You heard us, Brady?
Yeah. Who was it?
Kevin
Alley.
Alley, Connecticut.
Yes.
Who's
yes,
now going to
yes,
be the
yes.
interim coach of the Nets.
Say again. Say the question again.
Now, it's not a question. It's facts. He's going to
What?
be the intern coach of the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, they fired Jacques Vaughn.
They let
Okay, they
JV
fired
go.
Vaughn. Which
Yeah.
Vaughn did a terrible job. Yeah. I hope they respond to him. It seems like the players are responding to people that they can, no more figureheads like Popovich. This is my opinion. I think the NBA, NFL, and I don't know about baseball, but the NBA and NFL are going with coaches that can relate to players. There's no more X and O, and the coaches aren't the face of the franchise anymore. It's the players.
I'm somewhat disagreeing with you now. Thibodeau is a defensive strategist, and I may not agree with some of the things he do, but he does have the Knicks playing good defense when they have a full squad. So, and
Thibodeau's
then
not the face of the Knicks to me.
and then people
No, he's not the face of them.
somewhat
He's
sit
not
on
the face of the
end
Knicks to me.
bench.
No, he's not. He's not the face.
We know who the face of
Brunson
them.
is
we know
probably
who
the
the
face
face
of the Knicks,
are.
if
Yeah.
you ask me, in my opinion.
But he
You're
could
right.
Brunson
I-
could relate to him because he sort of got carte blanche. But is he a players coach? Because think about this: the players that have gotten traded that left, I don't think air player got anything good to say about.
No. Oh, he's not a player's coach.
No, he's not.
No, he's not. Sorry.
He's
He's not a player's coach, not at all.
I got a question to ask you, Dave.
Go for it.
I'm just saying on the Knick history of foolery, as I'm a Knick fan, but
You surprised me.
after a while, man, I just get tired.
Well,
I'm just tired.
I mean, if
Look how
Let
they
him ask his
Look
question.
how they treat the players. Look how they disrespected.
Patrick Ewing.
No, not just Patrick Ewing. You're right, because I was going to say Starberry, and look how they did Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah.
And you don't see the coaches has something to do with the way those two players. was
Marbury's
treated.
different. Marbury wasn't drafted
Yeah, I'm
by the
surprised you
Knicks.
ain't
No,
said
but he
Charles
wasn't-
Oakley.
He
Right.
wasn't drafted by the Knicks,
Right.
but look how Marbury was.
Neither was
treated
Melo.
by the coach.
listen.
He had the wrong coach.
Well, what
there.
did
But how
They had a
could that-
couple of
how-
coaches.
and that was
though.
the coach from Phoenix, right?
Yeah,
D'Antoni.
D'Antoni. How could you
he
take
did the same
a
thing. to
star
Marbury.
player like Marbury and just bench him like that? Like,
Well,
I don't
listen.
think
like
he didn't want
like-
him.
He didn't want.
He didn't want him.
but at the
Listen.
same time, though,
He didn't want him.
So I
Talent.
mean,
They want
contrary
to
to
put the
what
best talent
people
on the
might
floor.
think,
Yeah, I agree.
right?
but Carmelo, man, D'Antoni out of here. And where is he today? He's not even in the
I
league.
kind of agree with that.
But at the
Ooh.
same
I agree
time,
with that.
though, look how they
D'Antoni.
treated
I
Melo
agree.
before he left.
Phil Jackson did that.
But the coach had to have some kind of agreement with it too, right?
True. He had to.
Right? Coach, I always thought you put the best player on your team. How do you have a caliber all-star player, as in Melo and Marbury? How did you do that to them?
Well, if you
With
want
no
some-
regards.
I-
With no
I-
regards.
I agree
And
with
then
what
when they
you're
get
saying.
asked by the reporter, how do you think they feel in the locker room when the reporter asks you as a star player and say to you, and they got to say the coach's decision?
But let me ask you a question.
But Dave, you said D'Antoni's not in the league.
He's not. No, he's not. He's not a coach in the league.
No, he's not a coach, but he's an advisor for the new for the Pelicans.
What's that mean?
He's in the league.
Nah.
He got a job.
He
got a
getting
check
paid. He
coming to
getting
the
paid.
Hey,
I
he's
never
behind
said
the
he was
scenes.
coaching.
He's
I
behind
said
the
he's in the
scenes.
league.
He was
Everybody know
considered
where
for
he
some of the
wants to
openings
be.
on them
He
jobs.
wants
He
to
was
be
considered.
on the sideline
It's either
coaching,
you
but
running
he's
his
behind the
system
scenes right
or
now.
it's not. And yet, but see, the reason why, because he didn't want Marbury, because he didn't want Marbury to run the system that he wanted. Same thing with Melo. Melo didn't want to run that system where the ball is in somebody else's hand and they're making the decision and kicking it out, which is pretty much what D'Antoni thinks, is having a good point guard that can make good decisions off the ball, the pick and roll, and everybody's on the wing and it's kick out. That's basically what he was doing.
So what happened with Marbury then?
Marbury, he just didn't want him.
Hold up.
They didn't want him.
So
We
let's,
went to the
I
game.
mean, sometimes we just go through, like, we have brain fart, like I just said did with D'Antoni. But think about this. Did Starbury run around and do some things that sabotage the Knicks
Yes, he did.
situation?
Yeah, he did.
I think it
And-
had something to
and
do
when
with
they
that
brought
lawsuit, and he
D'Antoni-
didn't agree with that lawsuit.
And when they brought D'Antoni on, maybe he was the dude to say, yo, I'll punish him. Or maybe he was told that.
Right.
I don't
He
know.
might have been told that.
Yeah.
right.
Because you remember,
They had a lawsuit.
no, but yeah,
They
but even
lost
before that,
lawsuit.
he told them what he wanted in the preseason, and Marbury did that in the preseason.
Agreed. Right.
The first game of the season,
We there.
we were there, and he didn't play him.
Even though he was sitting with his clothes on over his warm-up suit.
Right.
Right.
He had his
Didn't
street
play him.
clothes on.
And who didn't play? It was the coach, right?
It was the coach.
Yeah,
All right
D'Antoni.
then. So
The first game of the
that's
season.
why I'm saying,
But
when you saying
if he was in
Thibodeau,
street clothes, he
people
knew
leave
he
to say
wasn't going to
something
play,
bad about
right?
the coach. They're going to say something bad because look,
And then he asked him if
Look
he
what
wanted to
they
play
do.
it towards the end
Do
of the
it.
game.
Look what they do.
Well, that was where he
Answer
went
what
wrong.
Matt was
Right.
saying about how the coaches are. And I said D'Antoni does play defense and stuff like that, but he, he's a
D'Antoni
defensive-
does what?
Yeah, I was getting
You mean
I was
Thibodeau.
You
getting-
mean Thibodeau?
is a
Oh.
defensive player,
yeah.
coach.
Right.
But that doesn't mean all the players like him.
No, they don't.
One thing I don't like about Thibodeau is this.
Just one thing?
Nah, one thing that sticks out more than the average. When the player is y'all winning the game or even losing the game, why do you still have your star player
Yeah,
on the
he
court?
does
He
that
plays
all
his
the time.
players a lot,
Yeah,
but he's
he
done
does
that
that.
everywhere he goes.
Yeah.
So
I
you
understand
know
that.
when you
But
hire
you're
him.
gonna burn him out or something could happen.
Wait a minute.
Injuries.
You know when you hire this guy that he plays his players, his main players, lots of minutes. They play a lot of minutes. And I get what you're saying. Those guys need their rest. They should be playing 35 to 40 minutes, not 40 plus or 38, 39. They shouldn't be playing that many minutes. 30 to 35 should be the average.
If my team is
If you got a good enough bench to
if
do
my,
right.
if my team is up, or even if we're losing by a lot, there's
Take 'em
no
out.
reason
Right.
for that.
I
for-
get what
for
you're
my
saying.
star
Right.
I'm not
player to
disagreeing
be
with you.
on there.
But he has
And that's-
always
and that's
played
one of
his
the
play.
things that sticks out the most.
Exactly.
You're absolutely
Right.
right.
Because
But
remember
yeah,
what happened to
you got
Bernard
a point.
King, right?
No, that ain't got nothing to do with Bernard King.
Bernard King got injured when when the game was damn near over.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No, it
It
wasn't.
was under 2 minutes left in that game when he got hurt.
Yup.
Under 2 minutes left
He
when he
should,
got hurt.
Bernard
Yeah.
shouldn't have been in the
That game
game.
was on
He
two
should have
minutes
been in
left
the
in that
game.
game.
out of reach.
If
It was out of reach. He went
we
and
would
chased the
have
guy
had a chance
down.
if
Offensive
Bernard
guy
and
down.
you in the
That's
play.
coach's
I
fault.
agree with
It's not the coach, but I'm just saying,
It's that Facebook
if
video.
it's not necessary, right? If the
I
team
know-
is
I didn't know
getting
what-
blown, I'm not saying tank the game, but if the team is getting blown out, and,
Take him out. I agree with you.
Todd's sitting there and say, "Yo, get my star player out."
Get him
But why
out.
is the coach still out there with his player still playing,
Now,
and
the
you
question
got
is-
the star player out
the
there? He
question
gonna
is
get hurt.
this: what warrants a blowout? And
Okay,
what
good,
time
good.
in a game?
Stay inside.
I'll try. I will.
Well, if it's
Oh.
like he's saying 2 minutes left and you up by 20. Yeah, take him out.
Take him out.
3 minutes, yeah, take him out. Because you know a 20-point lead can go quick.
But you know what? If you're a coach and your team is playing bad that night, you know that they playing bad that night.
Pack him up.
That's it.
Right.
Pack it
So-
up for that game.
So Matt,
you don't have to
No,
wait.
that's
You,
it.
It could be the start of the fourth quarter.
in
If your team
closing,
wasn't blown out by 30,
what would you
Yeah.
like
What's
to
the
add?
point?
What would you like to
I
add
agree
to
with
the
that.
scenario?
I agree with that.
But that's the losing team.
I like
Hold
to
on,
add
we got
to
Matt. Let
the,
him Matt
that
finish talking.
in the beginning of the NBA season, I wasn't that much going to tune in. Now I'm going to tune in because I feel the Knicks have a chance to be like the 4th seed. I think Boston. I don't even know about Milwaukee. Milwaukee's shaky. I think Milwaukee can be had in playoffs. But
I think
with this team, if
Milwaukee.
this team is healthy, they're like the 4th best team in the
They
East.
lost
I
to a
think.
park team the last game they played. They got them guys out the park and played them and beat them.
It was
Memphis.
Buckley.
Yeah.
So
they,
that
they
was
garbage.
sad.
Yeah, they
was sad.
garbage.
I'm going to say
think
this.
I'm
I'm going to say this. They garbage, but they play hard. That's
Man,
one
that
team
was
Right.
horrible.
that every game they
Memphis
play
game.
against everybody, they give them a hard
Come
time.
on, Memphis.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they don't. They
They
don't.
do play
They
hard.
come to play
Those guys. Those
because
guys,
they
right.
want to prove that they belong
And
there.
some of those guys on a 10-day
So you
contract.
can't, right? You can't go in there thinking that this is an automatic
push up.
win
Right.
No.
because that's
Not
not how they
against
play.
Memphis.
Right. They're
Nope.
playing hard.
Nope.
You
And-
got to give that coach credit
Yeah,
because
you
he's
do.
got them guys playing hard.
Yeah, you
do.
gotta get that coach because they got them ready to play hard.
Yes,
and that's
every
all that
night.
counts.
Every night they play like
I
this.
agree with
and they're gonna be back in the mix next year when they get all their players back.
They should be.
Yeah.
Should be.
Yeah. they
I
should
mean,
be.
so that makes the NBA interesting, the competition level, and
right.
play parity.
But one thing, even going back to that Milwaukee game, at the end of the game, the coach said half his team was in Cabo.
Yeah.
So that means he knew they wasn't ready.
Yeah.
They wasn't. They didn't. They
They didn't
wanted
come
to
to
go.
play. Right,
They was
right.
ready. They had their bags packed. Their wives was waiting at the airport. They was gone. They wasn't thinking about trying to win that game.
That's
And Memphis, on the
Right.
other hand, none of them kids was even thinking about going away because they probably can't afford to go to Cabo. They
So
don't make no money. All they
Again-
want to do is play, and
So-
they did.
again, John Green said they gave the Knicks 2 hard games, and Eric King said that he agreed with you, Anthony Green. How do you treat Marbury and Melo like that? The coach can't be bigger than the team. A lot of things I don't like about our Knicks coach.
well,
That's Eric King, of course.
Yeah,
Unless you-
I listen. I don't want nobody to get fired. I'm not going to wave no pom poms for him to get fired. But I think the Knicks need to go in a new direction from their GM to bringing in players and surrounding them around Brunson. Brunson can't be the only player on the floor
Well, they've
that
done
can
that.
ignite whatever.
that's
you know,
easier to
and,
say. If see, a lot of times we look at it, how come we can't get that play? How come we can't get everything rolls down to the agents. Agents say, yo, I'm not messing with them.
Agent,
I'm not messing with this
All right.
team.
That's
I'm not
correct.
messing with that. That's what the agents do. The agents deal
you're right. You're right,
and-
coach.
and
You're
the
right, coach.
GM, now the GM was an ex-agent. Now his son is on the agency that he was on before.
Right.
So his son, you know, it
Because
pretty
they
much,
just did
Well,
something
they
with
just made some
LeBron
good
James.
moves.
they made some decent
They
moves.
made some
They
decent
now-
moves.
They
now-
did something with LeBron James.
They didn't get the
agent.
superstar that,
But they
that
mended
everybody
they
wants.
mended defense with LeBron James agent and the players that he had. They mended they
Right.
mended defense with
He's
him.
not going to deal with the Knicks.
right. But now he is because he's like, yo,
No, he's not.
they mend defense with him now.
They
If,
ain't
he-
made
if
no
he's,
fence.
if he's still not going to make a difference,
You
with
read
him,
the papers if you want.
So-
They ain't made no
But
fence.
what they were saying though, like,
So Coach K, real quick.
Yeah.
Politics are part of the NBA,
Yes.
correct? Behind the scenes that we don't see.
Yes.
We don't get to hear, right? And whether players come here or not, right? And I think New York got this stigma about them that a lot of players don't want to come here. I
Right.
don't know whether we have,
They do.
but I think we have a point, right? They have that. They've been had that. It seems like since '95 when Pat Riley left, that the New York has this stigma. No marquee A-list players want to come here for whatever reason.
Well, they looked at the way the organization treated their players.
Because of Dolan.
Right. That's how I looked at it. But
Right,
then,
correct,
but I think
correct.
Dolan has stepped away
He
from
stepped
that.
away.
He
He's
stepped
hey,
away,
yeah.
and so now they just leave it up to the GM, let them run the teams. Because I think
Right.
Dolan in the past was getting involved and too much stuff
And
that
he
ain't
know
got
nothing.
nothing
And
to
he
do
know
with it.
nothing about basketball.
Right.
and
You
he
the
just said it.
owner,
Correct.
right? Let the basketball people do their basketball thing.
let me
Right.
ask you a question.
Right.
If you think
Right.
The
So
Knicks
the Oakley
would
thing,
have kept
the Oakley
Pat
situation,
Riley,
yeah,
do you think
you're
that
right.
we would've
Hopefully
won
that's behind the Knicks now.
championship?
Yes.
And
I
hopefully
think
they
they'd be
can.
up there. Yeah.
think
you know,
I
go
think
from
they'd
here
be
and
up
rise
there.
up
Yeah.
because
I think
they
they
got
He
a
has that
core
kind of
piece in
respect.
Brunson.
Right.
And
Yeah, that kind of. There's certain
respect,
coaches in the league.
correct.
Right. There's certain coaches in the
Because
league.
Pat Riley asked to stay there, and he wanted to be in the gym. Or
Pat Riley wanted
He
part.
wanted part
He
of
wanted
it.
ownership.
part of
He wanted
ownership.
part
That
of
wasn't
Which they
ownership.
should have gave him.
So
They should have
I
gave him.
so
But wait, let Matt, real quick. You can wave
Yeah.
those pom-poms because trust me, I've been waving the pom-poms for Jack Vaughn since the beginning of the season. And they finally fired him, and I'm happy, and I'm still waving pom-poms. So if you want Thibodeau gone, wave your pom-poms, brother.
that'd be a whole
you
bunch
right,
of us.
you right.
Eric King too. So shout out to John Green again. He said the latest rumor is that Donovan Mitchell is leaving Cleveland and Leon Rose is looking at him. All right, so we're gonna let
How do
you
you
go.
figure that? And Cleveland is doing so well. Donovan
Aight,
Mitchell might stay there,
listen.
and Cleveland might become a juggernaut.
money.
Listen.
It's always about money.
Listen,
Yeah,
so
but they
what it is he's a free agent
yeah.
after the season.
No,
So
I don't think he is.
he-
Right,
could
which
test
is
the
smart.
market.
It's smart of him to keep his free agency open so
I think
he
he's
can
a player.
maximize his money. But Cleveland have something going on better than what the Knicks do. I'm a diehard Knicks fan, but that Cleveland core is better than what the Knicks core is right now. So, now he can change it by leaving, Donovan. But
well,
Cleveland, like, they can beat the Knicks in the playoff series right now.
it's interesting.
we'll see.
I
Time
It'd
will
be
tell.
interesting. It'd be like
they got to play the game,
I
bro.
don't think
Just
they can
because
beat
you
the Knicks
say
in
it
the
don't mean it's gonna happen.
If
'Cause
the
we
Knicks is
beat
so
them
bad,
last
they can
year.
beat the Knicks in the playoffs.
That's true. Well, yeah, listen.
So,
That's why
alright,
I'm
bro.
interested in
That's a
seeing
good
how the
series to
playoffs
watch.
is going to go.
All right, so let me let you go. Thank you for calling.
All right, Matt.
All right, Matt.
Yo, good. All right, y'all brothers.
Yo,
keep
you
riding
gotta
it.
tune
All right.
in online so you can see when Green come back because he didn't fulfill the bet. He gotta come back with the Chiefs
It's the
paraphernalia.
effort, Dave. It's the effort, fam.
Dave don't realize, Matt, that
All right.
Dave don't realize that
Got
we
another
family,
call.
Matt.
Come
He don't
on.
realize that
I'ma
we
talk to you
family,
later.
but he gonna always go with family.
All right, so Eric, all right, you back. Go ahead, Eric. Make it quick.
Yeah, he said the Cavs core was better than the Knicks. Is he kidding me?
You want me to give you his number for y'all can talk it out? I'll let you call him.
Love it.
Let me give you Matt's number for you can call him and y'all can talk it out.
The number is 555-5555.
Hey, let me tell y'all something. One last thing about Dolan, because Dolan only got involved when his stockholders got after him, and he would get involved. Dave Checkers and Scott Layton is what destroyed the team, because Dolan used to say he didn't know basketball. He trusted his brain trust. Ernie Grunfeld was good, but Scott Layton and Dave Checkers was terrible. Dolan only got involved when the stockholders got involved, when they got low TV ratings, and he didn't always make the best thing. And Dolan was also a bad guy in New York because the Daily News didn't like Dolan because they tried to get New York Newsday from him, if y'all remember that, and he was the competition for them. So they always painted a worse picture for Dolan. He was public enemy number one. Plus, the city didn't like him about blocking the Jets deal too. So some stuff wasn't fair to Dolan with the reputation. The Nancy Brown thing added to that, to where it ended up being several things about Dolan, but he got a raw deal. He's not the worst owner, but in this market, it looks like that.
Okay.
How about when
I can't agree with all that, but go ahead.
how about when the team? What's up? E? You know what it is, Slick. How about when the team was
The
losing?
living fossil.
How about when the team was? How about when the team was losing? He out there with his band playing music, going on tour.
What's wrong
Well,
with that?
people wanted him to stay away. That's what people actually
What's wrong
told
with
him to do.
So
Just
what?
stay away,
the
play
owner.
your
He don't
music,
manage
stay
the
away from the
team.
team. Let the GM run everything.
You can do that.
You know, everybody was so happy at first, even though it didn't work out when Phil Jackson first came. Remember, that was a panic move Dolan did when all the protest was going to happen in front of the Garden. He got that move, things getting worked out. They were happy for Dolan then to get back involved and get rid of Phil Jackson. But again, he only gets activated when the board of directors come to him and say marketing is down on MSG Network and it affects the sponsors.
Eric, I gotta ask you a question though, right?
Sure.
Given the take that Dolan, right, is the owner of that team, and we all know that. Do you think that other players will not come to that team when they are free agents? Most players that superstars, they don't give the Knicks a look. And
I think it used to be that way. I don't think it's like that now lately. A lot of players do want to come with the structure that's in place with the team president we got now, with Bronx in there, and all the stuff. Things have been looking distant. Some of the time, people also ain't come here because we ain't have cap space, do by bag deals. Some of the past GMs there also.
Right past New York, like we weren't even there. After he talked to Charles Oakley, he was like, I ain't going over there. They wouldn't. And what did Durant say? Durant said, nobody remember the old Knicks.
He said the fans, Knicks fans are delusional, thinking they still the spot. Nobody want to come here.
New York.
Right.
That's what KD said. That's what he said.
That's what he said. Lately, when he said he probably went to the wrong team.
But if you look at the history of players, and you get these superstar players that become available, right? And the Knicks do have money, or they can make a trade. They don't get players like that.
They use the Knicks as leverage.
We get hurt back, Larry Johnson, and we get Stoudemire because his back was bad too, and most teams wasn't looking at him. We get players that are pretty still mediocre in there. But when is the last time you seen a superstar say, when I leave here, I'm walking in the door?
Well, listen, if it wasn't for that year where we had 5 major players hurt, that 54-win season was that year we could have had the chip. We had a good team, a simple thing, but Kurt Thomas, Rasheed Wallace, Kenyon Martin, and a couple players went down. We lost 5 players that year. And we beat all the teams that was in the finals that year in the regular season. If it wasn't for fluke injuries, we would have had shipped that 54-win season.
Them guys was
and we constructed a good team with the money we had.
You still, bro, listen to what I'm saying. What player? I'm talking about high caliber players that even when Shaq got dealt from Lakers to Miami, right?
That's correct. John Green said Durant said he wasn't hip to be a Knick. I guess it wasn't hip to be a net either.
Right. Most players overlook the Knicks. We always say, "Oh, we got the best market value. You can get this done, this done." But when it comes down to it, somewhere along the line, like Kirk said,
they want to come and play for the Knicks.
They don't. They don't.
Just be like, nah, that ain't a good look for us.
Nobody.
Well, sometimes you also looked at the roster. We ain't have nothing attractive either. Back in the year when my number came up to be a season ticket holder, our whole roster was garbage that year.
We get good medium players, and the guy that we got on the Knicks now that's playing in the league and that's tearing it up, and we got him from Dallas. Right, we got him from
Dallas. Look, but everybody's been saying they want to come to the Knicks now, so that's not the reputation now. Towns wanted to come. Spider wanted to come. You got other players want to come here. So the point of the past, of the stigma that people are not letting go, you're not realizing that's not now.
Who said they want to come? Who said they want to come?
Towns wanted to come. Spider wanted to come.
Oh, and Carl Anthony Towns and Donovan Mitchell. All right,
yes,
so
Donovan Mitchell and Karl Anthony Towns were 2 of the players who wanted to come now.
All right, Eric, but we got to cut you loose because we want to get into something else right quick. So, anything important, and don't let what a caller say just excite you and make you come through the phone because you're like, who is that guy at?
I'm gonna send you his number 555-555-5555.
I got y'all. I can't wait to come back up there. I can't wait. I'll catch y'all later.
All right, man. Yo, let me ask y'all this question real quick. Let's say LeBron leaves. Face of the league.
What you mean, retires or go somewhere else?
Retires.
Okay.
Okay. Do you think a European player can be the face of the league?
Of course.
You do?
Giannis is going to be the face of the league when LeBron leaves.
You think Giannis can sell?
I don't think he's going to be the
face. I don't think he can sell.
I think he can sell if he goes to the Lakers.
I don't.
If he goes to the Lakers or if he comes to the Knicks, the NBA will make sure that they sell.
I think John Morant is going to be.
I think John Morant.
I think
but I'm talking about a European player.
Really,
you think a European player could be the face of the league?
I agree with you. What? Well, I would like to say
he ain't doing nothing wrong.
I mean, honestly, truthfully, the best players right now, for the most part, are European.
MVP, yes. I'm talking about
Joel Embiid is
different.
Joel Embiid could be the face of the league.
When's the last time LeBron won? He's been the face of the league for a long time, right?
He's been the face of the league because he's been in the league for 20 years. And he's been an All-Star every year.
Okay, I understand John Morant because the young kids like him. The same thing with Anthony Edwards could possibly be that too, because he's out a little bit outspoken sometimes.
It'll be tough.
Right.
I understand where Kurt's going. It'll be
agree,
tough. It'll be tough for a European guy to be the face of the league.
Like,
I think it'll be a
Luka?
little tough.
You think Luka could
Then
be
over. Remember,
You gotta sell
over John Morant.
They'll get the financial backing to make it happen.
No.
Trust me.
Yeah,
When
but
you say
gotta
the face
sell
of the
him.
league,
that-
and
You
you
gotta
also
sell him.
you also that's right,
to
and
the U.S.
But
It's-
see,
I
that's
think-
the whole thing.
The money up
You
there
got to
is
understand,
something.
the league
I
is
think
no
it's-
longer U.S. based. The league is
No,
trying to go
it's
worldwide.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
worldwide, but
I don't think. I don't think. I don't think. I
How
don't
about
think.
this? How about Victor Wembanyama?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But
Not yet.
how long will it take before he
don't
becomes
know.
a
We
league?
got to see how good he's gonna be.
Hold on.
He's
It's
good
gonna
enough
be-
now.
No, he's not good enough now. He could play. He's not good enough.
Right, yes.
To carry the league, he's
I
not
still
good
don't
enough
think
now.
Wembanyama could be the face of the league
No.
because they're not winning. San Antonio's not
Right.
winning. They're not even close to it
Yeah,
yet.
it's too early for him.
They're not
That's what I
close
said.
to
It's too early for him.
So I think me personally, the future of the league right now, I'm going to stick my neck out and say, obviously, I don't think he's in the
If
league
he-
right now. So I'm going to stick my neck out
Okay.
and say Cooper Flag could be the face of the league if he comes out and be,
Let's
if-
see what he do with
if-
Duke first.
If LeBron retired after this year, the two European guys who's at the top of their game is Luka
Right,
and the Joker.
right.
But if come back healthy,
Wait
John
a
comes
second.
back healthy.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is
It's
Canadian.
Right, he's Canadian.
Yeah.
He's Canadian.
I don't think his
How many commercials he
personality.
made?
I don't know if his
Right.
personality
You
can
don't
carry
see
the
these
league.
guys on national.
A John Morant
television.
without his baggage
Right,
will carry the league.
Right.
Without his baggage,
without his back.
will
Right.
So
he has baggage.
in other words,
It's in the pen. If he comes back and that baggage stay packed up where it is, he will be the face of the league.
in other words, you
He
got to
will
be
be
a
the face of the
marketable
league.
commodity.
You see what they did at the All-Star game with Draymond. See how they brought him out, trying to make his
Right. Well, that's
Project his image,
He's gonna be
correct.
doing. That's his job. When he retire, he's gonna be a
He's gonna
commentator
be
with
doing
the
that.
job.
He got a
He already
podcast.
got that. When he retires, he's gonna be a
podcast going.
Yeah,
commentator.
we're gonna try to get him up here next week.
Yes, he's gonna be a commentator when he retires. That's all that matters.
I just think that promoting a European player or even somebody from Canada or whatever to the face of the league is going to be a hard. It's going to be a hard accept for people in the U.S. It's going to be a hard. Now, giving them an MVP because that's different.
Yeah.
The matter of fact, the last 4, 5 MVPs ain't been from the U.S. You had Giannis, you had the Joker, you had
And
Embiid.
Yeah.
They're not from here.
Okay, you said the face of the league. So before LeBron was the face of the league was Kobe, and then Michael Jordan before
Right.
that. Why? Because they were the best player in the league.
And they're also from here. They're also from the U.S.
I don't think it make a difference anymore.
does.
I don't think it does.
It does.
No, I think you're thinking too small, coach.
No, when
You
you're
are.
selling this
That's gonna be
person,
interesting
too
to
small.
see.
You think
That's
it's
gonna
too
be
small.
interesting to see.
Serge,
I think it's gonna be interesting to see.
I got a
Right.
question to ask y'all. Do you ever think that the NBA will expand itself to the European?
Yes.
League?
yes,
You
Of
ever
course.
think that
Yeah.
it will-
That's
Yes.
money.
That's coming.
That's money.
And I'm like saying
Right.
that
That's gonna happen.
they're 5.
That's why I'm
and their
saying
teams
the
are gonna
face
be
of the
what's named.
league is
It's
going
gonna
to be
happen.
different because the league is
You
going to be
gotta
different.
what you gotta understand too when you say the face of the league, who's the kids going to follow?
And, they
And the
ain't
American
following those
kids
guys.
will follow a John Morant
Right.
before they follow a Luka and they follow the Joker.
Yes.
That's what you gotta. Cause that's who's gonna buy. You understand?
And
That's
the
what you
All-Star
gotta look
game
at.
proved it.
That's
And the
what you
All-Star
gotta
game
look
proved
at.
it. All-Star
You know what I'm
game,
saying?
It proved it because when
So-
it comes to running up and down, doing exciting dunks and all that other stuff, them guys ain't doing that. Luka does that stuff in the game, but he ain't jumping over, dunking over nobody
No.
like that and doing all the crazy stuff.
So
He's
they
not-
But you know
already
what?
said they
That's
put
what excites the
8 teams
Yeah,
in Europe.
it does excite the kids, but the kids have a 2-minute, not even 2-minute, 30-second attention span. They're all about YouTube
Right.
and X and all that other stuff.
True.
So all you got to do is throw it on a dunk and you're going to have the attention.
And-
but at the same time,
Right.
they're not going to spend no money trying to get to watch all these guys play.
Right.
They
I
don't
get
go
what you're
to X
saying.
and get it.
Right.
Whereas the
Mhm.
Europeans,
Right.
when you go to a game, from what I understand, when you go to the Knicks game, most of them people's coming from overseas that want to go to Madison Square Garden. They're attracted by the Garden.
I get
They're
what
not
you're
even
saying.
attracted by the league.
But you got to also look at it.
I don't know.
Advertisement, all the other stuff. You think they can advertise, put what certain like Luka and the Joker on commercials, or even Giannis on commercials, national commercials. I ain't talking about
They're
commercials in their area. National commercials where everybody's seeing that, and that stuff is going to sell.
They're not.
They're not.
Well,
Right now, it's not.
Let me ask you this
Who
question.
wins though? So then, who is that guy besides LeBron that you could point to and say, yeah, this guy's got a chance to be on national
we already talked
They
advertisement?
about
already
John
said that.
Morant.
What you gonna-
John
what you-
Morant.
John
He
Morant is
first
like-
he got to get on the court
Right.
and he's got to stay on the court
Sure.
because he could end up being Draymond Green.
Don't get me
No,
wrong.
he's
I
not.
said
He can. He got
can.
that same
All right,
wait,
reputation.
his baggage.
They
His
already,
baggage.
they already
He got
said
the bag.
before
No,
the
no.
baggage, they was already pushing him to be
Right.
the face
They
of the
were
league.
pushing.
Right.
Now, I
They
understand what
was
you're saying.
before the baggage.
baggage
They was
hurts.
already pushing
But
him to be
you
the face
you
of the
talk
league.
about
Draymond
advertisement.
Green do-
Who's
Right.
the
Stop.
NBA? Who's the NBA player that's being advertised right now?
Well, 'cause
Steph Curry.
Morant's not
Really?
Steph Curry?
What commercial is Steph Curry on?
He's in a lot of
No,
commercials.
they push you on this. They
Allstate.
push you on this.
Jimmy Butler's got more commercials than Steph Curry.
But the
Nah.
problem with Steph is that he's come up with LeBron, so they both going to be leaving around.
They
the
push
same
you on
time.
this. They push you on this.
Right,
They
I
push you
understand
on
what
it.
you're saying, but I'm talking about. I ain't talking about worldwide. In the U.S., them two guys can't be. The European guys can't be the face of the league. They can't be.
But you know what? If the NBA was worried about the US, they wouldn't be trying to expand.
Well, that's a money issue.
Exactly.
That's a
It's all
money
about
issue.
money. And the money's gonna come from Europe and from Africa and from Asia. So all these guys that aren't the face, as far as you're concerned, are probably the face everywhere else.
Well, I mean that's a good,
Everywhere
it's
else.
a good question. I mean, it's a good
It's gonna
debate.
be interesting.
It's a
I
good
don't,
debate.
I don't see it.
We're gonna find out.
Yeah, soon.
What if we didn't have Kobe and Shaq and all them as the face of the league?
Dwayne Wade.
Wait, you think
Sorry, bro.
you think Allen Iverson would have been the face of the league?
Yes, Dwayne Wade.
Because Allen Iverson
No, I don't
was in
think
the
so.
same kind of
I don't
the
think
same
so.
vein of
Allen
Jordan.
Iverson
John Morant.
I don't
AI
think. I don't think so.
was-
you know
was-
why?
was one of the
Because
most popular
Iverson was
kids
one
out
of those
there.
guys that bucked the system, and they're not.
He
having
strummed
that.
to his
you
own
can't
beat.
promote that guy.
Right.
If
Allen
a guy's
Iverson-
bucking the
So
system.
that's why I feel John
They won't.
Morant.
They won't. They won't. They won't stand.
Not yet.
You going
but
by
the
his
kids
past.
like
You're not gonna see what's gonna happen now when he comes back and see what happens. If he leaves the past in the past,
Right.
he will be the face.
So
I'm gonna let you know right now.
I got a question.
will be the
So
face.
like I'm coming over and I'm listening on the radio and it was talking, a caller called in and he said that when Kyrie was with the Nets, that he was the distraction. Now, I couldn't agree with that. No, it's not kidding. All right, caller.
Hello.
Turn your radio down. What we got?
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, Curtis, me. It's Carlos.
Yo, what's up, Carlos?
What's up?
What's good, man?
Yeah.
Where you calling from, sir?
I'm calling from Cali.
Cali.
Yeah, 559.
Cali. How you been, man?
I'm good.
How your son doing?
He's doing good, man. He's chilling. Today he's had a day off, so he's chilling right now.
Good, man.
International caller.
What you got for us today?
Now, I wanted to tap in on how y'all. I don't know if y'all covered it already. How y'all felt about the All-Star game?
Oh.
Oh,
That was the first time.
so
That was
you
the- that was the
you
first
wasn't really watching the show. You just said, "Let me call Kurt and find out what's going on."
You could have called him personal for that
I'm 3
info.
hours behind. I'm 3 hours
You know, I'm
behind
always
y'all,
good to
so-
hear from you, brother.
Yeah.
Always good to hear from. Now we
What did you think?
I think they ain't playing hard enough. I think the All-Star game was weak. The dunk contest was weak. I
Pretty
think we
much.
need more NBA players in the dunk contest. I
So it was
definitely
just a
wanna
game
see,
on the
like-
weekend. Okay.
Huh?
Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, I mean, we pretty much said that, you know, we all pretty much said, like, you know, we was trying to find, each of us was throwing out ways with incentives where they can maybe build the game up or have incentives for these guys to play harder and whatever. You know, we threw out a lot of things early in the show.
Okay.
I got a question to ask you, caller. What would you do
What's
to
up?
change? What would you do to change the All-Star game to bring back the fan base?
Just honestly, man, get them. Actually, I involve the fans a lot more. You know what I mean? And they say someone who participates in the game. I don't know if they really like do that voting stuff anymore like that. But it ain't, with all this AI nonsense and stuff, it's hard to get like real votes in anyway. But I'd make it more interactive and have them have say so. Like you should be able to vote for who's in the dunk contest and all of that. You know what I mean? Like, and these players are paid to, entertain these, these fans. Like I can't see why like Zion and Anthony Edwards and without if Ja wasn't injured, these guys need to participate in the dunk contest. You know what I'm saying? They highlight films, and it's the best time to showcase those highlights. All-Star Weekend. I think that'll make it exciting.
Well, they got to
You know
be
what I'm
willing
saying?
to want to participate. So
Pot
it,
nigga.
it
Pot
wasn't.
nigga.
I think it's an optional thing to participate, but maybe that might, if you voted, who the fans want to see. If everybody's willing to make it better, then that might be something where maybe you could vote for the guys to be participating in the dunk contest. It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, that's not
Yeah.
not
I'll
bad.
tell you what, just
Whether
sitting
they
here
get 'em.
thinking right now, maybe if they did away with it, and maybe if the fans got hungry or the players got hungry, now they don't have it, maybe the stars will come out and do it. Maybe they need to get away with it
Maybe.
and see if they're called for, if the players call for it to come back.
Right.
If you want it to come back, then you got to participate in it
Right.
for us to bring it back. If you
wanted
guys
to
ain't
see
gonna
it, right.
That's not bad.
participate,
Yeah,
maybe that's what they need to do.
that's not bad.
Yeah, they gotta. I think so. Or they gotta incentivize it, like make
That's
it
what
like
maybe
some
they
type
should
of
try it.
monetary thing. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
the NBA could afford it. They could give $500,000 for the dunk contest winner or something. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
but
saying?
I
Or
don't think
even-
they want to did. I don't think they want to do that because they, like you said, they offer them money for the in-season tournament, but I don't think this individual thing, which is basically for the fans. But if the fans are getting turned off by it, they're gonna have to do something. They're gonna have to find another way.
So that's gonna be our homework assignment for next week. We got a whole week to ponder over what we could do to make it better. So now, we got limited time. In your parting shots, is there anything else you would like to get off your chest, Carlos?
Yeah, as far as the face of the NBA argument, I think it's gonna boil down to like three players. It's either gonna be Tatum, if he, gets his, if he gets his weight up and wins the championship and the Finals MVP, it could be him.
Nice.
I still like Anthony Edwards too, man. He's still growing. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Edwards. And SGA had a chance if he comes out of OKC. If he comes to a bigger market team, with his skill set, his talent, he's fun to watch, man. He ain't even on TV. They don't even put OKC games on TV.
Yeah,
You can't really see
because
what
it's
he's
OKC.
doing. You only see him on ESPN. So if you put him in on a bigger market team, like a Lakers or i.e. Bulls.
Well, he was on the
somebody
Clippers.
Right.
They'll
Yeah.
be on TV
If they
start
win,
winning,
yeah.
they'll be on
Come
TV.
playoff time, we gonna see him. We gonna see how talented they are.
Yeah, but Edwards, Tatum, or SGA, I think are the top three.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because those are the ones the kids are gonna want to play like and be like. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You don't think
because they
John
can relate to them. Because when y'all was
He'll
talking
be
about
back.
the face, I heard that part. It's more about the culture of the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Like, these guys got to do more than just look good on the court. They got to embody, that culture. You know what
That's
I'm saying?
true.
Like, like when AI was in the league, he was kind of a face of the league. You know what I'm saying? He changed the way people dress. braids,
When we
hats.
say face of the league, we like talk about marketability that he wasn't. So like commercials, endorsing things, that's like the face of the league. If you see
Yeah.
somebody with a big billboard and the commercial, and every other time you turn the channel and there's a commercial, there he go.
Yeah.
Right.
Mountain Dew, Sprite, car insurance, going to Bob's Big Boy Furniture, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
know.
probably gonna be more like Tatum. Tatum has that homely look. He's a family man. He got kids. He just need to win. Once Tatum
Being
wins,
on the Wheaties,
you know what I mean?
Wheaties box. So all right. So listen, thanks for calling, man. And we appreciate you listening. And
Oh, for
continue to
sure.
listen. All right. Thank
Yo.
you.
Keep doing it. Keep doing it.
All right.
Yo, man, you beat. Yo, holler at me, man. What, all right.
I will. I'm gonna call you.
All right then.
Peace.
All right, y'all take it easy.
All right.
All right.
That was a perfect.
That wasn't bad. So
Hey,
back
that wasn't bad.
So
Coach.
back to
Yeah.
what I was saying, you know, when I right then the phone rung and they were saying that Kyrie was a distraction and like he sort of was being faulted for tearing up the team, making the team bad with things. What is your take on that? Because I was in total disagreement.
Kyrie, you said?
Yeah,
When he was with the Nets,
right.
Serge, you got something to say?
I don't think he was the reason that
I
they
don't
were
either.
torn
I'm
apart,
gonna
but
say this.
he was a distraction.
When he left Cleveland and went to Boston,
He wasn't on his own.
when he left Boston and came to the Nets, those fans told us ahead of time what was going to happen.
Right.
They said that.
I think the
John Green said he
downfall
got
of the
Kenny
Nets-
Atkinson fired.
I think the downfall of the Nets that
Him
just
and
recently
Durant.
Him and
happened.
Durant did
Him
that.
and
They
Durant
don't want to
did
play
that.
for
Let me
him.
tell you something.
Nah, I think that was
What?
I
The problem
think
what
the
happened
guy
with the problem
from
what happened
Philly,
with
when They
him.
brought him. What's the guy they brought from
But
Philly?
they were saying the COVID.
Ben Simmons?
That was the big thing.
He was a problem.
And I think he made a strong argument about that COVID thing because he didn't want to take the test. So they sat him down. They said it was a problem. But you got other players coming into the Barclays
Right.
who's not vaccinated and they can play, but you're gonna penalize me.
Right.
And that wasn't fair.
No, it wasn't.
And that wasn't fair at all. If he got to be vaccinated, then everybody got to be vaccinated.
But see,
It can't be what the team say,
Let me tell you something.
you know, or what the mayor say. I think that was bad.
When Kenny had Dinwiddie and LeVert and all them, those guys who came up.
Right.
Now he's getting Durant and Kyrie who are champions.
Right.
The pressure's on him to you know what I'm saying? To win. You know what I'm saying?
I think he didn't
wa-
get the chance
He
to.
already said.
Yeah, he
Right.
never got a
Look,
chance.
He's already said.
He got
"Yo,
stuck with
I'm
Ben
gonna-
Simmons."
we're gonna throw up 40,
He didn't know. He didn't even get stuck with him because he wasn't around. He left. He got fired right after they came on.
You know what I'm saying? That already is making them say, "Yo, you know what? We championship caliber players. We already know how to win and go to the championship." You know what I'm saying? And that pushed them out. That pushed them out.
I just thought that was a bad move on them guys
Not
because
to mention
they pushed him out. Now, what he's saying about with Kyrie. Now, I thought he got a raw deal with the Nets because I thought the Nets was wrong and stuff that he did. He did come with some baggage.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. He come with some baggage.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you know what you're
Yes.
going to get when you get him.
Right.
Right? He did get hurt a lot. He did say, okay, I might be back. Because he did say with Boston, I'll be back if you have me.
Right.
And then next thing you know, he gone.
Not to mention he missed some games and we didn't know where he was at.
Didn't know where he was
Right,
at.
Serge?
Right.
Yes, sir.
And they found him at a party, couple
Right.
of parties.
Right.
You
And
know.
then he didn't want to take the contract that had stipulation.
Well,
I wouldn't either.
right. That wasn't
ain't
right.
good.
wouldn't
That's
either.
not
You
good.
gotta go.
Well, no.
Well, he's
that's messed
gone.
up.
And he went. And he got
He's
paid.
gone,
He
so-
got
paid
his
and he left.
stipulations.
So all right. So they also said like the remaining games that they got a good chance of turning it around and possibly making a playoff because the Nets, because they say the schedule's relatively light.
Yeah, it is.
So
Look, the plan is not
this
hard.
is what I say about the Nets team.
Playoff.
True.
As a manager, you got to make a decision one way or another. Either you're gonna play this guy Simmons or sit him, get him out of here. I don't want you here because he's a distraction.
Ain't nobody gonna take him.
But then they after this year, just sit him for the rest of the year and let him be gone.
They've been
Because-
throwing
All right.
it anyway.
He's a distraction.
Well,
Yeah,
he's
it's
a
me.
distraction.
Well, I
You
would
don't know whether
say-
he's playing or not.
I would say that I was really focusing towards the Nets fans, but we're gonna see
Oh.
if the Lakers will take him. You don't want to, right?
Nobody. He doesn't need to play basketball anymore because he
He's
doesn't
stealing
need to
money.
play. Though.
He's stealing.
Yeah, he doesn't need to play
They can
basketball.
give
His
him a
heart ain't in it.
buyout. They can give him a buyout.
Yeah, his heart ain't in it. He
Just
got
go.
1 more year left,
Yeah,
and then that's it.
I mean,
He's not in it.
it's
His
easy
heart
for us
ain't
to
in it.
say,
You can see.
like, buy him out.
He
That's,
said he
you
wanted
know.
to go back to Philly.
Well,
So
Doc
they
ain't
Rivers
taking
is
him.
gone, and
Philly
I
ain't
also wanted to say that I'm not a Doc Rivers fan,
No.
but
No, I
he did say that he would give the check to Adrian Griffin
yeah.
from
he
coaching
said he
yesterday,
is.
which I
On the
thought
show.
was very noble. And
Yeah, he
how
didn't
many
deserve that
guys,
All-Star thing.
right? How many guys would do something like that?
I agree. That was a
moving forward.
great
So,
gesture that
I
he
mean,
did that. That was a
so-
great gesture.
just because
So
you
like
just
I said
don't
last week,
care
he
for
had to
people.
do that because if he didn't, he would really look bad.
Right.
He didn't have no
He didn't
choice. That
earn
wasn't
that.
like it wasn't like he was gonna just say, "Oh yeah, I'll take the money." And this, you was there 3 games
Right.
or 8 games. You lost 5 out of 8. So really, you can't go in there and hold your chest up proudly that you got this All-Star thing
He
when you
didn't
didn't
earn
have
that.
nothing to
He
do with
didn't
it.
earn it. He
I
didn't earn
got it,
Sure.
but I just don't think that.
I'm not giving you
Milwaukee is
flowers for
that-
doing what you're supposed to do.
Well, he could have kept it. You know, it was nothing saying that he couldn't kept it, but
No, I get
he
it.
did.
That's a great
I
gesture.
think he did the
Great
right
gesture.
thing.
I agree.
So
I think good.
I would say that with Milwaukee, I think that Giannis is a beast, and they do have to roll up their sleeves and play some defense and have to get it right.
They're
So,
not winning.
That's the players.
They're not
The
winning.
players got to put their chest out and go play.
I'm
And
okay.
I don't see the
I don't
they're
see
not-
the-
I'm
I don't
okay.
see the
but I'm
Bucks
okay.
winning. That happen.
I'm okay
Coming
with
out
that.
the East. I don't see them
I'm
coming
okay
out the
with
East.
that win, lose, or draw, because I'm hoping that the Knicks or the Nets could go someplace.
Because I think no matter what coach they bring in, with the players that they have right now, they can make changes in the offseason. We don't know what they're going to do or what's going to happen. The players that they have right now, they don't play defense. They don't have them.
They don't have a good defense.
They don't have a good defensive
Well,
team.
the
And I don't care
matchup
what coach.
How you play in the
I don't care,
playoffs.
right.
I don't see them
I
coming
don't
out
care
of
what
there.
coach you put back there. It's
I don't
not-
see
They
them
could,
coming.
they could make the playoffs.
Oh,
No, they're gonna
the
make
They
it.
could make the play.
I
That's
don't-
all. That's all that they want to do is get in at least.
Well, they're going to
But-
make that.
All right,
Under-
King,
under-
Knicks,
Under
Knicks,
Vaughn,
Knicks.
they wasn't even gonna make it.
Right.
They was the second best.
I'm in a
record
New
when they
York
made
state
that
of
shit.
Yeah,
mind.
when they changed coaches, they had the
When
second
they
base
was the
record.
second best record in the East.
No, I'm talking about the Nets.
Oh, we talking about the Bucks.
Oh, I thought we was talking about the Nets.
Oh, yeah, they were there in 11th place right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can make it.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about our talent
No,
because
no,
the
no.
Bucks got talent.
Well,
All
they
right.
don't play defense
Let
though.
me say this: the Celtics, to me, right now, like he said, I think they're the best shooting team. And even though Knicks defense looks better than a lot of teams in the East, I don't think they're going to be a great shooting team coming playoff.
You know why I don't trust the Celtics? They get happy with the 3.
Yeah,
Whether it's going good or not, they
Right.
still get happy
Right.
with the 3.
That's
And that's
Golden
what
State.
causes them to lose
And
these.
that's
That 3-point shot will shoot you right out the game.
Right
That's
out
Golden
the
State.
game.
Shoot you right out the game.
Why you think Vaughn and Kenny and them got fired? That's part of the reasons why.
That's not why Kenny got fired.
No.
Vaughn, yeah, not Kenny.
That's one of the reasons why.
No.
That's one of the reasons why Kyrie Durant ain't one of them.
Well, cause what, Kenny?
Yes.
They said he wanted them to shoot like 63s a game.
Yes.
I never heard that.
He
All right.
played in
He's
40.
He's
He
the only
played
one. The
40
Fossil's
plus.
the only one that heard that.
Sorry,
I
The
never heard
Fossil's
that.
the only one that
I
heard
never
that.
heard
I don't know if that's the reason. I just don't think they wanted to
Where
play
you
for
saw
him.
that
Period.
in the Brooklyn Gazette?
Oh, he said
Where you saw
Never
that
heard
at,
it.
man?
Never heard it.
JV, Kenny.
You can't give it with this JV, man.
They all come from the D'Antoni fucking branch of the
All right. So again, 6:28. Let's wrap it up, y'all. So in closing, because we need to be up out of here. The Fossil is in full effect. All right. So Todd, let's wrap it up, sir.
Yo, can I play my theme music?
You
I
can-
said
we
Todd.
didn't even get a chance to talk about Ryan Clark, but
Yeah.
I guess we have to save
Well,
that
shout out to Ryan
for
Clark.
another time. But as usual, great show. We had the listeners. We started off a little late, but we came on and did our thing, and I appreciate the list of callers calling in. Very heavy with the callers, man. They very in tune, and we appreciate you guys.
Anthony Green, go for it. Is that your theme song?
Yo, I am so glad to be amongst you brothers. We always talk on the radio. It's good to be up here in person. I'm sorry they didn't have a KC hat, but we working on it. We working on it.
Good to see you,
Working
brother.
on it.
Good
You know
to
what I'm
see you.
When
saying?
you gonna bring it
Surge.
in next Super Bowl?
And,
You gonna bring it
and we
next Super
got
Bowl?
we got rum punch for you today because Dave said he got some rum.
Serge, let's go.
Rick Pitino is ready to leave St. John's.
Yeah, we
See you next
we
week.
didn't
Coach
talk
Kirk.
about
Yeah,
that.
we didn't get to talk
We
about
didn't
that.
talk about that
It was
either.
crazy, but thank you
I
for
gotta see that
calling.
interview. I didn't
Oh.
even see the
Yo,
interview.
I sent it to
Coach
you.
Kirk.
Yeah, I know. I didn't watch it. I didn't see
Hey,
it.
you gotta
All
watch it.
right, all right. So
I know
we'll
he's
be
tight.
back next
Oh, he's
week.
real
The
tight.
Fossil. Thank
Talk
you.
about guys
Take
being
us out.
athletic.
Yeah, he went nuts.
All right.
He
See
went
y'all
in on
next
that
week.
whole team.
All right, yo, out, people. Thank you for calling.
And listening.
He had the nerve to say that there was nothing he could do about it because by the time